That's Lissa. That's the classic. By the way, you guys want to see my super awesome sweatshirt? It's hard to
I thought
read
you were gonna ask
backwards.
if we wanted to see your super awesome girlfriend.
It's not backwards for me.
Let's see my super.
Oh, it's not backwards for you?
Santa
It's backwards
Claus.
No.
for me.
That's weird.
Somehow
Yeah,
Roll20 like double mirrors.
Weird. Yeah, it says Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And it has a crab.
Here comes
This
Santa
magic.
Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Doing Santa Claus thing.
Why
All right.
don't
Doing
you
Santa
make a
Claus.
post instead of just sharing yours?
Social media things. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that right now.
It's not working, Hunter.
What?
The stream. You said you started it.
Yeah, it takes a second to push to the channel.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm wearing my Pokemon / Monster Hunter shirt in honor of the new, or not Monster Hunter, Pokemon / Mortal Kombat shirt. There we go.
Mortal Kombat.
In honor of the new movie.
Think it's gonna be any good?
I don't know. I've heard mixed
Sorry, I
reviews so
can't.
far.
Yeah,
I can't
most
not.
people I've heard have said that the story is really bad, but at least like the fights themselves are pretty okay.
I
Okay.
mean, that's pretty on par for a Mortal Kombat movie. They're just keeping up with tradition.
No, in tradition they both look and were poorly done.
No, it's good in the '90s, okay?
It really
Remember-
wasn't. It's like
I
the
bet
people who are trying to like be
Cody!
apologists for like Dragon Ball Z movies. It's like no, no.
There's
stop.
only one Dragon Ball Z movie, and it was
Yeah,
bad.
sorry.
I'm gonna mail
One.
bomb to your house.
Dragon
I'm
Ball
sure
Z
this sounds funny.
Evolution.
You cannot just say that on the stream, Jordan.
I'm saying this on stream.
What did you say?
I hate
I'm mailing a
everything.
bomb to your house.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can't say that on the stream. I can't-
You had a chance to like not repeat it.
No. Hey,
Nah,
it could be
he's
a
not gonna do
glitter
that.
It could be a glitter bomb, but it's not. It's not
We
good.
know. You psycho.
forgot. Where's the button?
That's
to pop
when
that
we
chat?
get in big trouble because Jordan gets it all banned from Twitch.
Okay.
Where's the chat pop out button? I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, I
is
need
why-
to. I need to grab the chat so I can see that.
This is why I was banned from last episode.
Man,
You guys banned me. It wasn't
did.
Is
my
that what
choice.
happened? You were banned
Yeah.
last episode?
Yeah, it was actually forcibly removed.
Yeah.
Tex is always on point in here. He's like the first in here every time.
Tex is the best.
Tex is the
He is
best.
supportive and cool.
Tex Mix, I mean, that shit's my jam.
That's stupid. Don't say that.
I
Every
mean,
Do
time.
I show up as
Next.
hugely orange on your guys'
Uh-oh.
cameras? I asked this last time.
Show
Tex,
is hugely sexy.
Tex Grandpa, you are my Tex Mix, okay? Actually, I can't even remember what Tex Mix is.
You're making that up. It's not a thing.
No, it's a thing.
Oh, he
It's really not a thing.
Tex-Mex? Tex-Mex is a thing.
He's saying
It's-
Tex Mix.
No, Tex-Mix is not a thing.
Oh.
Tex-Mex is a thing.
Yeah, Tex
Which
Mex is the.
Yeah, that's Texan
Yeah.
style Mexican food.
Well, because Texas is basically just like an extension of Mexico.
Tex Mex is like
Say that
Chex
to a
Mix,
Texan.
but
Or
it's
is
Texas.
Mexico an extension of Texas?
Don't say that to a Mexican.
Just don't say no.
Just don't
Don't
talk,
compare the
I'm
two.
telling
It's
you.
fine.
Just
How
don't talk to anyone
in
from
the-
Texas or
How
from
in the
Mexico.
world do I pop out the chat? I've done this a million times.
I couldn't
I don't
figure
know.
it
It'll be
out.
in the top
This is the
right
stream.
corner.
The top right corner?
That should just be the little pop-out arrow looking thing.
I don't have one there. I have a collapse button.
Yeah, I have a collapse button, but I don't have the pop out.
Why is that not there?
I don't know. Like I said, I just paused the stream.
What, kitty?
Kitty
All right, kitty time.
I'm trying to think of like really Texan things right now. Like,
Cowboy hats.
okay. yeah.
Cowboy boots.
Cowboy butts.
Cows.
Cowboy butts and cows.
Institutional racism.
There
Wow.
you go.
There
See,
it
that's
is.
what
That's it.
Tex Mix is. It's like Chex Mix, but it's all cowboy hats, cowboy boots, institutional racism, and cowboy butts. Cows.
This is not talk about controversial topics. This is play game.
Yeah.
I mean, is
Do I
there a
gain it?
controversy over
Cowboy
There
hats.
shouldn't be. There shouldn't be.
No.
Does a 10-gallon hat really hold 10 gallons?
Now that's
I
the
don't know, we should
controversy.
try.
Learn here today.
Ugh,
I hope you bought one, Hunter, because I didn't.
I don't know if we should touch this one.
What are we buying?
Cowboy hats. We
Oh
got-
no.
If You
We
wanna
should
know if it
definitely
can hold
test this
a
one.
gallon, somebody has to buy one, you dipstick.
All
You
right.
dingus.
So we are here today,
Eating
You're
fishy
there.
critters.
live on the Zweihander RPG channel for
To
the
continue our excitement.
third episode
For
in an
the third.
ongoing series called the Scarlet Sash Stories. And we are playing the Zweihander RPG, a tabletop indie RPG game. My cat's drinking my water already. That's super fun. Bills itself as grim and perilous, which generally means that actions have consequences. Bad things can happen. It's not
Yeah,
just
like if I kill a kitten, I get corruption.
yeah. So
Did you
there,
kill a cat?
he hasn't yet.
If you kill my cat, I swear to Christ.
We did get cats last week.
I got cats.
Cody adopted cats last
It
week.
was for the base. That's
What do you mean? I mean, that's what it was for, but that was the payment.
Morale.
That was my payment.
Live.
They paid you in cats?
That's what I
We
said.
don't
Yeah.
get paid.
They're
You
my
do get
cats.
paid. You
And
just
cats
don't
are
have
great.
access.
Paid? This is the first I'm hearing of us getting
No,
paid.
they told you.
I don't think they did. I think you're lying to
No,
us.
he said
We
he's like
just
you get
established this.
a salary,
So for my insane,
but you
they
don't
just
have
said that
access
they
to
got
it right
paid in
now.
Cats.
I don't know about you guys, but I definitely got
Oh,
paid.
so we're
last
getting
session.
paid into an account that if we die, they get to take back.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
good.
I found treasure.
In cats?
Yeah, I get paid in cats.
I'm just saying, like, they're
That's
like,
fine.
oh, that was a good job
get
you done that
dressed.
mission. That's worth 2.5 cats, and you're like, wait, you can
I'm-
keep the half the cat.
Everyone's gonna think that I just like hate dogs because I'm gonna have 2 pet cats that I use in battle, and I'm gonna have be covered in wolf skins, and they'll be like, "Damn, you just kill dogs and pet cats."
Fucking good.
All right. So,
2 hands, one for
Are you
petting
proud of
kitties,
yourself?
one for killing puppies.
volunteer historian to recount briefly what happened last week, so that Jordan, who didn't attend and also didn't watch the VOD, can have some idea of what happened to his character.
Last time on Dragon's Ball, Zweihander. We kicked the, cause when did we start combat? Okay.
Yeah, it cut
We
off.
took on the orc boy, and he's like crying for help because Topher kicked the shit out of him.
Basically.
And leader boy came out with this harpy claw mace thing and was like, "Grr, I'm gonna get you." And another one with the bow came out, and they're like, "Orc boy bow, shoot!" And we kicked the shit out of the leader, and fucking Topher heard somebody talking in some thingy and spent some fortune points, and out popped, what the fuck was his name? The first mate, doesn't matter what his name is.
Colic.
Colic, deadly handsome with his musket as he brained the orc leader. And he's like, "I hope you guys are bandits." And boy, were we.
And Colic.
Everything he had.
Yeah, Colic's dead.
Wait,
That's not true. That
And
didn't
so-
happen.
no.
The orcs got real scared. Was like, "Oh crap, we gotta get out of here. You run that way. I'm gonna go free to Harpy." And he went and freed a weakened Harpy. And for some reason, like, I don't know why, but Hart over here is like, "I'm gonna talk to the Harpy. Go kill the orcs and we'll leave you be." As I shoot it with an arrow, Colic's like, "What the fuck are you doing? It's a Harpy," and shoots it. And so we
talking to the
kill the
Harpies,
Harpy.
mate.
And the orcs ran off because they're a bunch of chicken shits. And so victory music ensued. Yay!
would've
I
known?
start looting the leader boy. What's her name? The Vandal starts looting the Harpy. Colic's like, "Hey, so I found this. You guys are here to help," and we're like, "Yeah, we got sent over here to check out the crash." "Oh, yay! I found something weird," and he showed us what was in the secret compartment he was hiding in. 5 big old bricks of witchweed, and 2 kittens for some godforsaken reason.
Because they're cute.
Smuggling kittens. It's a
Cats are
serious
illegal.
offense. Don't ever do it.
Don't ever do it. That's actually just all catnip that you
It's a
got.
gateway drug.
I did manage to find some money, which I haven't done much with. Yeah, I've just kind of kept it. So Cody managed to, who is Vivandrel, managed to talk Colic into letting us take the drugs to Rosette, because he's like, "We should take this to the captain because this is a big no-no." Grr, I'm a goody two shoes.
Grr.
He was like, you've been having issues with Rosette. You keep this, or tell her about this and give it to her, and things will be better. He's like, oh my god, you're right. I should do that. And so he had his little existential corruption crisis.
Yeah, so we made a very good soldier a little bit worse that day.
Yeah.
Good.
Got exactly what we wanted, and then I convinced Celine to take some off the top.
I'm telling the story. You had your chance last time.
I get my chance every time.
But anyways, we went and checked out where the warp drive was, and something weird and fucky was going on because the Winds of Magic had left like some residue there, and I didn't even need to see it with my magic. And so it was just gone. It didn't even like explode. So we gathered up all the goods and headed back to camp, and Evangel's like, hey, if you want to get in good with the captain, you could get one of those bricks and take it to him. And she's like, fuck yeah. So she goes all up to heart, and so she's like, so how about I suck your dick for one of those blocks? And he's just like, ew, leave me alone. Offense was felt. Stupid dwarf. But I got my brick. So we went back to Rosette, and she was all excited and like, oh, you guys brought the drugs. Hey, one of the bricks is missing. What happened? We were like, gee, maybe the orcs ran off with it. And she believed us. Because
What an idiot.
she's a sucker. And so her and Colic ended up having a bonding moment, and they were like, aw. And I was like, aw. And I was like, ew, let's get out of here. I'm ready to go see the captain. But I had to go pee first, and I took that brick with me and took a little bit off the top. Yeah. And so we went back to the captain and told him the mission was successful. We found Colic, and I whipped out the brick witchweed. He's like, oh, you actually brought this back. This is contraband. I didn't expect you guys to bring something like this. Maybe I thought too poorly on you Sash Bears and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're better than we thought and all this bull crap. And I'm just like, yeah.
All this bull crap.
Sure. Yeah.
About validating our feelings and
As like in his pocket, he's got a little bit. They took off the top and he gave the other brick to the smuggler.
And we only played both sides, greasing both palms.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, well, maybe we can have that dinner sometime. And he meant that as a group, but yeah, so we get dinner with the captain as a group, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's a step in the right direction. And then I went back to the room and got blitzed, and that was the end of it.
yeah. Yeah, so it was a little
I gotta say that was way better than the VOD. I'm glad I didn't watch it. That was top notch.
Yeah, that's what we want to tell everyone in the channel right now.
Yeah.
If you ever want to know what happens,
Nate's
just call Nate.
Better.
Don't watch live. Don't
Personally,
support the
you
channel.
want his number? We'll announce it on live right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
555.
This is what happened the last time on Zweihander.
Yeah.
Cody, his
Set up-
number is just 7.
If you believe it or not,
Yeah.
Somehow.
he got
I mean-
the first one.
Back me to 7.
When you live in the Midwest, you get some
Nate's
pretty
a special boy
pretty low
like
numbers.
Calls 7. I like that.
Call 7.
Yeah, so it was a little bit shorter last week because Nate and I were dying from vaccine-induced side effects, especially Nate. Nate was like very not okay.
Pretty
There
sure
was
I
a-
went to hell and back.
There was a bar brawl in
Just
his body.
straight up.
There's
Have you
another
seen
good thing
that-
to promote on the stream.
Yeah, no, that music video by Lil Nas, right? You get the vaccine
Yeah.
and you go to hell and you give the devil a lap dance and
And then you
Basically
came
what
back.
happened.
then you come back.
Yeah.
It's literal
It's your
bar
body
brawl.
rejecting the microchip.
It
It's pretty.
wasn't the shivers I had, it
Inside
was
his
trauma.
body.
Yeah. Yeah, so we only went 3 hours, and so they did the combat, and they resolved it and came back and did some RP stuff, and it was really good.
But most importantly, you didn't tell them the cats' names,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
which is Luna and Scout.
That's
Yeah,
the
so
most
there's-
important part of this whole conversation.
It's
It's
a
Definitely
black
the most important part of
a
the
black
recap.
calico, or a single black kitten and a single calico kitten.
Which one's which? Is
yeah, their names are
Black
Black and
Luna?
Callie.
No, they're not. The black
look
one
up,
is
I like
named
that.
Luna, and the calico is named Scout.
No,
Yeah.
Topher, if you're gonna do that, it's got to be Blackie and Callie. That way, they both
Blackie
end
and
in an
Callie.
E.
That's so
That's it.
creative.
It's their names.
I know. Thank you. Topher and I worked so hard together.
We do. We do.
Yeah. So that's the recap. Pretty good. Is there any
Real
concerns or things that we would like to add to our list of things not to mention? Or are we good?
Probably like everything you guys did last time.
Just none of that anymore.
Don't talk
Just
about it
no.
anymore.
I'm having
Yeah,
currently emotional qualms about being passed up for promotions, so we're gonna
That's
avoid
fair,
that.
yeah. Yeah, we
We're
can
gonna
avoid.
Talk about promotions. Got it.
Yeah.
If promotions come up, I have to get one. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, we can work that in. And
Promoted to my butt scratcher.
yeah. So everybody's doing good. Had a good week for the most part. Medium week.
Yeah. I turned 30.
You turned 30. You did turn 30. You're so old.
Yeah.
I got
None of you
fishy
guys
crackers.
even wished me a happy birthday, damn it.
Well, we didn't want you to have one because you weren't there.
Yeah,
That's
you
fair.
you missed the session because of your
So you don't get a
so we
gift
took
for
it away.
fine.
Cool. So I'm ready to start. You guys ready to
Yeah.
start?
No.
Yeah.
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 All right. So
I only
you're-
played session 1, so I'm used to like a full hour before we start.
Yeah, we can
What's
just wait.
happening?
We can just
Let's-
chill.
Let's
Yeah,
sit
we'll
down.
just hang out for
Everyone
an
sit
hour.
here silently.
So you're at the fort. Fort Bodeswell, of which I haven't completed the map yet because it's really
Well,
big
that-
and complicated.
I mean, that really bodes well, for the
Mhm.
mission.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
How fast
disappointed.
do we
For the
heal when
game.
resting?
So you will heal one, I believe it's every night. As long as you're not injured, you will heal.
No, I don't have an injury.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do I need to
Fun,
heal? And did anything happen to my character?
All
Um,
of your thrown items are gone.
Yeah,
Sadly,
so
you did
just
not get
yeeted
close to,
everything?
Like baby seal.
I yeeted all of your things because I didn't
Into
want
the
you to
forest.
die.
We are supposed to return all our equipment, but I kept my silver darts. I said I used all those, so.
yeah, you haven't been asked to
Wait.
return the things yet, but
Oh, we haven't? Oh, I thought we
No.
are. We're supposed to every time we came back. Okay. Darn.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that we went to bed that night, so I reset my stuff.
yeah. So
Is this just the next day, or is there an amount of time that is passing?
it kind of depends on you guys. It'll definitely be a few days
Okay.
of just kind of chilling, doing regular fort stuff. Matcha will have you drill occasionally.
I hate drills with matcha.
Yeah, and Nate's really bad at it.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Damn it! This isn't fair!
Ugh!
Really enjoyed hitting you.
Dick punch! Huh.
At some point, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
At some point, Trish wants to have a heart-to-heart with Heart.
Wow, that just happened.
Yeah.
Do
be
it.
like that, and be like, so, I noticed last time when we were training and stuff. There's a lot of tension here, buddy. What's going on with that? What's the story there? Why do you hate me?
Human women have done me wrong, and I don't see you as any different.
I mean,
He's racist.
most dwarves are garbage, but I haven't been like completely shitty to you.
Jesus, really stacking the deck in your favor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to give you a chance as an individual, as what I'm saying, even though dwarves and elves and all subhuman are trash.
Subhuman.
Notice how we said all dwarfs and elves. He didn't say gnomes.
I'm
That's
moving my
true.
bed. I don't want to sit
But
next
you
to
are
Trish anymore.
Yeah, she's human. She looks down on the other races.
Well, I assumed
Wait,
because
speak
we were
shit.
getting along that we were okay, but maybe it's just like Calico, and you thought Colic, and you just thought I was the human.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Hart just ignores her and goes back to what he was doing.
It's like, all right, well, just wanted to make sure that it wasn't me specifically. It's just
Good
Listen,
you're
boys.
trash. Good
Alright, so
time.
I'm
Then
gonna
I'll-
start slowly organizing a David situation from the Bible, where we all agree while we're in battle, we're just gonna back up away from Trish and let the guys get her, and then we'll fight like normal. If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for this group. Is all I'm
They're
saying.
jealous of your coat, Jordan.
Yeah.
And I'll work with you
Jealousy
because
is-
we work together,
It's
but
not a good trait.
we don't have to be friends.
That is true.
I'm gonna
But I got my eye on you.
spend
dwarf.
some time doing like the word I brought it up previously. It's where you
Wave your hands.
preach. You preach to soldiers.
Proselytize.
Yeah, not really though.
Okay.
Like the military term is like the chaplain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to like preach to people. I just want to be the like guiding hand for people who are having a hard time and
Sure.
stuff like that.
So
Um,
actually,
During
during
be
one
a
of,
guidance counselor?
during one of your days where you have kind of this downtime, during one of the noon meals, you'll be sitting there with the other sash bearers, eating and shooting the shit or whatever, and 3 guys come up, and one of them taps you on the shoulder, and when you turn around, if you do, I'm assuming you do.
Yeah.
He kind of stands there awkwardly a little bit, and he like looks to his companions, and one of them like gives a little nod, and the front soldiers like, they said you were a preacher.
Yes, by trade.
Do you have like plans for
How do you mean?
like preaching?
Oh, if you like me to speak to your faith, put together a sermon, or if you just want to chat about our place in the divine game, then I'm happy
The
to
divine game.
discuss with you.
The divine.
And
I
he'll
can use whatever language I want.
yeah,
Which we call
Breaking the fourth
Zweihander.
wall
Yeah.
over here.
and he'll like kind of look at his feet and nod his head and be like, I think, me and some of the guys were talking, and maybe we'd like that a little bit. And I know that Captain McKay is he's not super keen on this kind of thing, but we think it could be good. Maybe if a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what
and
would be a great way to repent?
yeah. We have special sermons with that one. Different faith.
Yeah.
Different faith than most of the humans here at base. The gnome god's a little cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, sure.
it doesn't need to be anything super formal where the captain could get upset, but we can meet up, around the evening time when we're free of our duties and discuss, your divine path and how the greater beings out there can provide strength to us in our times of need.
And he'll shake his head and be like, "Is it okay if there might be more of us than just the 3 here? That'd be okay?"
It's fine with me.
Okay. All right.
Is it? I'm assuming you, or at least most of you, practice I forgot the Zweihander term, like the God Emperor or
Yeah. The God King, God Emperor.
God
sort of
King.
idea.
Yeah.
And he'll nod and be like, "I know there's a few others from different parts of the country, but yeah, if I would think, and he'll like point at the guy next to him, and the guy nods, and the other guy, they're all like kind of awkwardly like, yeah, God Emperor, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Religion's kind of it's more about community than the preachings all the time, right?
And then he'll definitely nod at that and be like, yeah, like that's really what we're really looking for something like that. And thank you again for talking to us. And he'll like awkwardly back away.
Maybe I should start up my own group.
I really should.
Yeah. You
For
know,
comforting the men.
Yeah.
community
Yeah.
is very important.
Yeah.
Community's important, especially when it comes to hedonism, you know?
I place my hand on Celine's shoulder.
It's-
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you you were wrong, and I pat you.
I wish
That's
I could
not
tell
true.
you were right. It's important until the whole camp has, herpes and
One
So-
could
Doesn't
argue,
have to be that. You
Celine.
can go and eat your heart to your heart's content.
Yeah.
One
Just
could
that's
argue,
one of my
Celine, that there are
things.
many types of healing.
Exactly.
Healing the
hedonism.
mind. Yeah.
when I get that feeling I want.
Trish.
Also hard. You're one to talk. You need some
Sexual
fucking healing. Jesus
healing.
Christ.
Trish, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why are you such a
Uh,
bitch?
Well, I think we all understand why she's a bitch, Celine.
Yeah, 'cause
I
she's
was
racist.
yes, because she's
I was
racist, Celine.
born this
Thank you,
way.
Trish. I was curious.
welcome.
You implied to us that you had operated in the sort of the back alleys of the capital cities. By any chance, are
Did
you, you did on the trip
You
in?
mentioned,
Yes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
you mentioned a few things about that.
You mentioned the situation and what got you sent into prison.
I
So
was vague about it, but
you
yeah.
were vague about it, and thus why I'm being vague to you now.
Mhm.
I was going to ask if you had any experience with perhaps preparing poisons or anything of the like.
Not really. I mean,
Pick me.
one,
Pick me.
one time I put a powder in this bitch Abigail's tea and it made her poop herself. Does that count?
Did you make the powder by any chance?
That's me.
No. I don't think I
Okay.
can do that.
Sure.
I mean, did you have alchemy as a skill?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't know
Wait,
either.
Let's try
She's
one.
like, pick me. Pick me.
Yeah, Celine. I was just considering that perhaps in some of our downtime we could try and accumulate some materials to be used in some basic alchemy practices.
That's the point, but they gotta let me use the alchemy kit here.
I'm sure we could talk to Phineas about it and get something worked out. I'll have a chat with him if you'd like.
I can talk with him.
You can talk with him as well, I'm sure. You can be very persuasive.
Yes, I can.
Later that day, Celine receives a runner from
Oh.
Phineas.
Oh, fuck yes.
What about Ferb?
No
Is
Ferb, not yet.
dead? Oh no.
Ferb's dead. He died in the war.
His nose looks
Ferb
like
is
a
familiar.
gosh dang faucet.
Oh, yeah.
And so yeah, the runner comes up to the barracks. This is like a little bit later in the day. He's like, "I'm here for a Celine,"
Oh,
That's me.
you're here for a Celine?
and he looks at you and he kind of like furrows his brow. He's like, "Phineas, the wizard, wants to see you. I'm not sure why." But
Yeah, and she just gets up and she runs off.
and he'll like
Well, the guy's still here. I'm gonna be like, is Phineas actually a wizard?
and he'll be like, technically he is a I almost said ordained. It's not the right word. An elector
He's an
certified, military wizard. As to the fulfilling the great the great expectations of such a title, he maybe has a little bit more work to do.
Fair enough.
But
I
he-
appreciate it.
And he'll nod and be like, "Well, have an okay day, Sash Bears."
Trisha be like, does Phineas want to see me?
And
Except he has Penny on
he'll
him
like
last
look
time.
over his shoulder and be like, "He didn't mention anybody else."
Ask him about me.
I don't even know your name. I have other things I gotta do.
Jesus.
See you at the
No.
service tonight, Runner.
And he'll
His name is Runner. And
Yeah,
he is a
Runner.
runner.
Runner
Runner.
McRunnerson.
Runner
Runner
McRunnerson,
face.
the
Yeah.
runner.
I come
His
from a
name is
long-
Runner Rhodes. Gosh.
Runner Rhodes.
Jesus.
Runner Rhodes.
It's a really good
dang it.
name.
Mr. Road. Mr. Road Runner.
And so Celine makes her way across the fort, the
Downtown?
courtyard.
Do.
over to Phineas's little grotto that he set up. And it's significantly more equipped than you remember it.
Heck yeah.
And basically,
Phineas is well equipped.
as all
What
of
I
these
heard.
things are happening, and a few days are going by, you guys are realizing that there's a lot more people at the fort that are slowly trickling in. And so there's now like tents set up in parts of the courtyard where soldiers are sleeping, and there's more equipment coming in, and there's carts and stuff every day. So when you get to Phineas's grotto on the wall of the fort, you're kind of surprised because originally when you went there beforehand, it was kind of disorganized and he didn't have a ton of stuff set up. But now he's got a full-on, cauldrons and vials of reagents and a whole organized shelf of tomes and books and stuff. And
yeah,
it's still kind of disorganized because you get the impression just sort of from watching Phineas and being around him that he's kind of a frenetic individual in the way he works, where he'll pick something up and then move on to the next task and leave whatever he was doing.
That's fine because they don't help with the mess as I start grabbing and touching everything and looking at it all.
And so the it's definitely a little disheveled, but there's a lot more. You instantly recognize that there's a lot more equipment, and specifically alchemy stuff that you recognize from your past.
Yes.
And so Phineas will, when he hears you come in, he'll like poke up from under a counter or whatever, and be like, "Celine, I brought you here today because there's something I really want to talk to you about."
With magic, isn't it? I love magic.
Does have to deal with magic. As far as I know, you are the only or one of the few individuals
The best
here.
wizard or magic user.
And he'll be like, I wouldn't go that far, but in terms of those who are sensitive to the winds of magic, you are my sole companion
Mate.
for now.
Soulmate is what I'm doing.
Soul companion.
Mate.
Really
Friends.
sad I'm not there.
And he like looks like a little concerned / disappointed.
Remember the last time I had a friend.
And he'll be like, so the reason I brought you here today is because some of the men around the fort were mentioning that you guys brought back with you
Some
materials and pieces of mutants and monsters that you faced at the wreck of the airship.
He just whips out 2 orc teeth. Yeah.
And he'll be like, oh my goodness, can
Those
I see
cats
one of
could be
those, please?
materials too for magic, right?
Should reluctantly hand him one.
And he'll look at it and he'll turn it around and he'll look at the root of the teeth and everything, and he'll be like, this is fantastic. I had heard the rumors from the other forts, but something about the falling of the meteor and the arising of the winds of magic from the center of the nation, it's changed the properties of some of these normally mundane, even like orc tusks, though they might fetch a reasonable price if they were taken from anywhere else in the world. You can see, and he'll show you, you can see physically on this tusk that it is like inveined with the magical orc molt that causes the infection that changes people to orcs and stuff like that. And so he's basically describing to you that things that come in from Voshek Tadberg are significantly more magically potent. And there's a great deal of concern and interest among the electors in Lumerlin and among the military hierarchy in both figuring out why that's happening and what can be done with it. And so he'll gesture to his equipment and be like, I was able to commission
Gesture to your equipment, you pervert.
gesture to his equipment and like I was able to commission a little bit extra. And so he's like, I made the case to the quartermasters at the Capitol, and we now have a full suite of alchemical research equipment.
Oh, fuck.
And so my hope is that with a little bit of your help and a lot of the stuff that hopefully on your return trips after surviving a escapade into Voshek Tadberg, whatever you bring back, we can figure out what we can do with it and potentially claim some of the bounties or sell prices that the electors and military administration have put on any sort of magically active reagents.
Yeah.
I still,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, Cody go.
So, if you can briefly lay out some of the things that you brought, and we will peer into the winds of magic and see what we can do with it.
I got 2 teeth.
Was there anything else that your party was able to retrieve
Yes.
when you returned?
Yes. Some harpy stuff.
Feathers and
Harpy
talons.
stuff.
If you would be so kind, could you fetch those materials as well?
Yes.
And we
She'll
will-
run off immediately. It doesn't even wait.
And he's like at midside, he's like, okay.
Leave the cartoon cloud in
Yeah.
their wake.
She is ready. So I don't know what Trish did with not Trish.
Lillian.
Lillian did with it, so I'm gonna go find her.
You'll see me and I'll reach underneath. As you come in, I'm playing with the cats on my bed, and I'll go, "Oh, you need something?"
Yes, the harpy materials.
Oh yeah, 1 second. And I put my cats back under the bed, and then I pull out another box from under my bed, and I give it to you.
Do you have a box of cats under your
And then she
bed?
just runs.
Yeah, I have a box. Where else do you keep cats? You put them in a shoebox. They're kittens. They're itty bitty kittens. They need to
they're
be
little.
taken care of.
So in total, Nate has 2 tusks and
3 feathers, 2 talons.
3 feathers and 2 talons. Okay. So you get back to Phineas, and he is delighted to see what you've brought. The feathers have sort of an iridescent sheen. The talons, similar to like the orc tusks, are veined with like blood vessels and muscle and stuff. And so he's like, okay, lay it here on this slab, and it's in the middle, sort of in the middle of the room, and it's like a rude slab that would be used for channeling incantations and stuff like that. And roll me an incantation.
Oh boy. Do I get a bonus or anything, or just
Just regular.
okay?
So you and Phineas stand on either side of the tablet, and you basically, it's like casting detect magic or see magic or whatever.
If I use my witch sight spell, would that give me a bonus?
Yeah, sure, you can do that with the
So I'll put
blindfold
the
and everything.
blindfold on and do it to it.
And he's like, "Oh, I
plus-
see you know what you're doing," and he'll grab his blindfold. and
Cody
put it
went
on.
invisible.
So plus 10%, or
Yeah, you can roll it as generalist.
Well, that's good because I'm gonna need it. So, 'cause knowing me,
Gonna eat it.
Sorry, I heard my name.
critical
Was there
success.
something needed for me?
Yeah. All right. So you and Phineas in tandem peer into the magical qualities of the monster parts that you retrieved. And you discover that because of your critical success,
Oh, you don't even.
that the orc tusks can be both split into 2 abundant prime material for crafting.
Abundant. Okay, so common.
Or sorry, not abundant, uncommon. 2 uncommon for the tusks. So 2.
That's better.
Yeah. Sorry, the tusks. It's a total of 4 uncommon prime materials. What I'm trying to say.
Unabundant.
Yes, the opposite of abundant.
Yeah, but the harpy parts are abundant creature prime material.
So orcs are higher PCs.
So you got.
So next time we run into them, we need to rip all the
all the pieces. So you got
Just take the
4
whole skull.
uncommon and 5 abundant. And so
And come back with troves of orc heads.
I'm gonna let you take down those, Nate. I'm gonna remove them from my character sheet. Okay.
That's fine. I'm doing that. I'm not even gonna label them as like the feathers and talons if they're just being treated as a prime
Yeah,
crafting material like that.
It should be fine unless we find there's a spell that needs them in the future, at which point we can probably work something out.
yeah, we can
just go
retcon
get
it or
from a
whatever.
mage guy. He's got all sorts of goodies.
And so over the course of like the next hour, he shows you basically how to like crack the tusks and pull the marrow out and prepare the like fungus nasties inside the tusks into like a powder for crafting. And you grind up the feathers and the talons and everything.
Yeah.
And so he's like measuring it out into vials and jars and stuff. And at the end he like wipes his brow and he's like, "Oh my gosh. That was fantastic. It's true what they're saying. This is going to be phenomenal. It's a magic revolution. The ability to just widely find material like this hasn't been available for hundreds of years." And then he will thank you for your help. And he says, "If you,"
Just fun. I want to do it again.
and he'll nod and be like, "Absolutely. Like I will let you know. I will do a little bit more researching and digging. I'll send some letters to my companions at the other forts, and we will figure out through a little bit of trial and error what we can actually make with this."
And then Phineas disappeared without a trace because he asked too many questions. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Like, this magic is lit, and then they're like,
Hey,
"Here,
read the message I sent you.
No. If you want to ask him, you can go talk to him. You weren't there.
Wow.
I know I'm not there, but you would know about these things.
Yeah, and my character wasn't gonna think about it.
Wow.
Like
Fair
I said,
enough.
if you want to, you can.
If it's
just
an
go ask
RP
him.
decision, that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought you might just be forgetting.
And then, so Celine comes back from Phineas's grotto, is very, very pleased with herself. And later that night, a second runner arrives at the
Is it your date?
Sash Bearers barracks. And he is dressed very nicely because he is a valet of Captain McKay's.
Ooh, he's a ballad."
Oh!
And
Time
he
for a
says-
gnome date!
And he stands at attention at the door. And he says, "I have an official request from Captain McKay's. The Sash Bearers are to report to McKay's office this evening for a formal meal for
Hell
official debriefing on their successful mission in retrieving the fallen airship and saving the first mate. All Sash Bearers are requested to attend." It says so specifically right here. It's underlined.
Underlined.
Yeah.
When you say
Aw.
requested, does that mean it's actually a request?
And he'll look at you guys, and he'll look at it again, and he'll be like, I would not be surprised if he made it an order.
Okay.
The way in which he impressed upon me that more than one should be coming.
All right.
He knows me so well. Well, it's almost like we're dating.
An old married couple, more like, if you ask me. Well, Celine, I suggest putting on your dress uniform.
Yeah. And
Yes.
the valet will be like, dress uniforms are expected. Report in half an hour, and you will be escorted to Captain McKay's chambers.
Can I help Celine do her hair?
Absolutely.
It doesn't go well. It goes
You are gonna look so. I know that you probably haven't brushed this. What looks like ever, but we can still do something with this. I think I can still make a braid work one way or the other.
Probably destroy a couple brushes.
Yeah, you're just going ow, ow.
Stop! This
Don't
isn't
worry,
working.
he's gonna like it. Stop.
You're making it
Kinda
worse.
like
I
it.
will stab you.
Don't worry, I can fix this. Give me 1 second.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you attack with a dirk?
Yeah,
You
I
just
used my
chopped
dirk
her
to
hair
short his
off.
hair.
Just like stab her through the
We're
head.
giving you a nice bitty haircut.
She's done. She's done. She gets away from you. We're
No, you
done.
look good. You look
No.
good.
Fuck you.
Gotta roll
You
for.
don't cut my hair.
Gotta roll dodge.
I didn't cut much. It looks good.
Give a shit.
Roll a parry to parry the haircut.
I want to roll. I'll roll charm to see how good I did. You can totally deny this. I'm just doing this for me.
Jesus.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, so time passes. You're expected to meet in the keep of the fort to be escorted up to Captain McKay's office. And so you are.
Trisha's just gonna wear her lounge clothes.
Oh.
Just-
Oh. She's purposefully flouting the expectations.
Mhm.
And so
The expected of a human.
and so
like-
Think they're above every rule.
Expect everything to be handed to them.
It's just like, subhuman trash to just obey every order given.
I'm going to kill you in your sleep.
We do know where you live.
it's like 5 feet from us.
Yeah.
So yeah, you arrive dressed either in your dress uniform or your lounge clothes. Does Hart have any particular thing that he's gonna do before the dinner?
No, he's gonna stay pretty quiet, formally dressed,
Okay.
professional.
So you'll be led up to McKay's office, and you can smell the food as you approach. It's actually cooked like
This
real.
isn't gruel.
It smells like meat and vegetables and spices.
We've had
and-
nothing but bread and potatoes for 2 days.
Yeah, so it's a massive change since you arrived at Fort Bodeswell.
And even worse since before,
yeah.
when we were literally in prison.
Yeah, so you've been in prison for a while, and this is the first time that you've had that you've experienced this wonderful smell of like home cooked roast chicken and meat pies and stuff like that.
It's been a while since Celine has drooled from the mouth.
And then you
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
yeah. And so then you enter in, and there's a banquet table set up for the four of you and Captain McKay's. And it's not like extravagant, but compared to everything that you've been experiencing, culinary wise, it's pretty good. There's a roast chicken in the middle, big troughs is not the right word. There's a very
big tray or
well, yeah, but there's a very specific fantasy word that they always use in the
a
freaking-
trowel.
it's like trudgeon or something, or like
That's a weapon.
no, like or like drudger. I don't know what the word is.
I think you're naming more weapons.
There's definitely a
Truncheon is
thing.
weapon.
Truncheon is a weapon, but there's definitely it's like a long anyway. There is a lot of good food on the table. And
Truffle.
big clay pots of beer and things like that. And so Micaeus is sitting at the table and he says, "Please sit down, Sash Bears. I feel like this is in order. I try to impress upon my soldiers that good results are rewarded, and so that when you prove yourselves above expectation, you are in need of a reward."
I am gonna go sit to the right of him.
Just like right next to him.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so he's at the head of the table.
Oh,
He looks at
yeah.
him very happily.
Trish is just gonna be like, "Oh, color be impressed. You actually, presented a meal worthy of a regular human." And then she just kind of like side eyes one of the non-humans when she
Celine will
says
just
that.
look slowly. Would you shut up and sit down?
Yeah, then she will. On the opposite side of Celine.
Wait,
And-
so it's like the right hand and the left hand of the father situation?
Yep.
I'm with you.
And so you
I'll sit
notice,
next to Celine. We'll have all the
Obviously not in
all the
hand-to-hand
subhumans
combat. You
on one
won't.
side.
yeah.
Tell us that.
So in, not Phineas, in Captain Micaeus' office, there's a fireplace that's going. It's fairly late evening. There's food on the table. On one wall, there's like a ton of maps that he has like pinned up and marked with ink and quills and push pins and stuff.
You got a hold of Heart's maps.
Yeah.
What are those doing over there?
Let's see.
Commits the
so
flirting, right?
So he gestures to the food and says, "Feel free to eat. I'm sure it's been a while since you've had anything better than rations or what Dorn usually cooks up for the soldiers." He was a little bit put off when I requested him to make this for you guys.
Well, he was a little put off when you had him make normal rations
Good.
for us, so that doesn't terribly
and
surprise me.
he'll nod his head and be like, "He doesn't like you guys a whole lot. I've tried to impress upon him that maybe our initial assessments were slightly off, but he will be a little bit harder to sway. Maybe not harder, maybe just a little bit more time. It's hard to tell with Dorn. He's always been a little bit of a
Asshole.
and the little smile will like play on Micaeus' face and be like, that's a fair assessment."
Quick aside, in my head, Dorn is like the food critic from Ratatouille.
Yeah,
Is
because
that-
that's literally
was
what
that
I
right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I told you he was.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
He is. He is literally the food critic from Ratatouille. Like he
Yeah, like from the story.
Yeah, I just
He
like
experienced that, and then he
just
did this.
brought him in like
He's from actually
Jesus.
Paris.
yeah, no
Paris
changes.
exists
Yeah,
here.
Paris is real.
The
After
Skurzak are Remy's family.
Yeah.
after getting served the best food in his life from a rat,
Yeah.
to here.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he has a
Yeah,
soft
Don
spot
Diego.
for the
Why do you
Skurzak.
know that, Pastel Angel? Just know Anton Ego off the top of your head. Anyway, yeah. I tried to be as respectful as possible, but it doesn't always count for a lot with some people.
And he'll nod and be like, "Well, as you can see, Dorn is adept at both maximizing food when needed to feed as many soldiers as possible, but also," and he'll gesture to the table, "making something nice on occasion, which is why I've kept him around for so long."
Well, I don't know about this Dorn fellow, but I gotta have fun with Phineas today doing our research. Yeah, research. That's what I was looking for.
And
So
Michaela-
what's up with me?
Micaeus will
Is
nod and
that
be like,
what you're calling it now?
he's like, I
Yes, it was
suggested to
research,
him.
not sex.
Don't worry, Captain. She's saving herself.
Yeah.
She's saving herself.
I'm gonna just
I
start.
think that
housing
ship
some
sailed a
sweet
long time
potatoes.
ago.
I'm just gonna start murdering some sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Celine
like
actually tries to use proper manners, but probably doesn't do
just
great.
I know how to have manners,
You should
but
make a roll.
I don't want anyone else to get these before I do.
Jesus.
And so Micaeus will start eating as well.
Trish will probably just like get up and like get what she wants instead of like asking any of the subhumans
That's
to
fair.
pass it to her.
Jesus Christ.
We've got a really fun idea brewing after this dinner's over.
Subhuman.
Uh-oh.
Technically, humanoids is the polite term.
Maybe just folks.
subhumans
or
isn't right.
people?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's not the way she grew up.
There's the bowl of fishy crackers over in front of Celine.
Yeah. And so he'll be eating, and with a mouthful of food, he'll be like, "Regale me again with the story of what happened at the crash site. I want to hear all the details just in case I miss something, and I won't make you guys do it again. But as a group, I assume you tell him about the orcs and Colic blowing someone's head off and all of the exciting things that happened."
Yeah, I guess there's not really a stat for it. Like, there's not like a perform stat. But I want it to make it sound really grand.
Okay, like a...
Celine will definitely try to add flourish to her parts.
Yeah.
So and I wanna talk up Colic, and I do want to strike up a conversation about this young man and how he seems like he seems to maybe deserve a promotion for how well he handled the situation when everyone thought he would be dead.
I thought we agreed not to talk about promotions.
He wants to.
No, only if I get one. This is why I brought it up.
Oh, I see. So now as
You're obligated.
reciprocity.
We need an agreement.
Reciprocity.
He's like, you should promote him, but actually me.
Yeah.
Wow, such generous personality.
Yeah, so if you wanted to like really ham it up or whatever, charm would be fine, or guile.
The charm I already rolled.
You would have to roll charm again because this is
Okay.
different. But guile would be fine too. Like if you're just like embellishing.
Yeah, I definitely rolled charm. Can I take advantage of my silver tongue talent?
Is that the one where above or below or?
Any different. If they're in a different social class than me,
yeah,
I get a
for
plus
sure.
20. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Let me roll that. Charm. I think this will work.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember what I said when I was talking about my background.
you're
It made me
kidding.
think my character was like on the streets.
This isn't by any chance
Or like
a
in the alley.
routine roll.
No, this is regular. You could spend a fortune point to re-roll it.
Ah,
You
I don't think that-
could. You
I
could.
should probably save it for something
You
more important than this.
All right. And so
Waste of
he'll
that 45.
he'll nod his head and be like, he'll cross his hands in front of him as he's thinking. You're like, interesting. I believe I mentioned when we last talked that I've been hearing a lot about orcs recently. And I swear every other letter that I'm receiving from the other force is mentioning orcs this or orcs that or massive orcs spotted on the horizon, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit concerning. I don't have a ton of experience fighting orcs or interacting with orcs. My military career has been specifically in the non-supernatural normal political warfare as opposed to dealing with anything with human transformation or the like.
Have you ever fought dwarves before?
I have fought dwarves. I fought humans, elves, any of the ancestries, I bet, if I think hard
Ever
enough.
fought
It's
a gnome?
And you'll think, and be like, you know what? I don't think I have ever actually fought a gnome. The gnomes tend to be not the fightiest of people in terms
What
of
about a
open
goblin?
warfare. I've never fought a goblin.
that's a mutant.
I hear they're about the same.
You're the worst, Trey. Seriously.
I hear they're about the same.
The reason I bring up the dwarf thing is you can imagine fighting an orc as fighting an 8-foot tall dwarf with very bad impulse control.
And he'll nod his head and be like, I don't suspect that that's a very pleasant experience. And
Well, it makes them much easier to outsmart. At least there's that. But
we can always...
unfortunately for us, outsmarting them doesn't always break through their thick skulls.
He'd be like, well, when faced with unknowable odds or the supernatural, we'll take every advantage we can get. And he'll say, I bring this up because... And then he, like, gestures over to the wall where the maps are. He says, we've been given, I suppose, what you could call our first mission statement. And it is what I suspected would be coming all along. But as you can see here, and you'll point at the wall, and I actually have these maps, I just forgot to upload them.
Way to go.
Way to go.
So there's the map of Lumerlin, where you guys are, and it has all of the forts along the border where the border meets Voshek Tadberg. And this picture is gonna be amazing. Whoever is drawing this, I have total.
I remember. I have the internal image.
Yeah.
The border is like this.
It's similar,
kind
yeah.
of.
And
We're like this one.
You should use a brighter color.
Yeah, you're right.
and so just north of
You
where
can see it. I think it's all right.
just north of where you guys are at Fort Bodeswell, there's a portion of Voshik Tadberg that's shaded a different color, and it says the Lost Provinces. And everybody should roll a folklore real quick.
That's where the Lost Boys live.
Yeah, it's Peter Pan.
I think. I get some folklore.
I got a
Hell yeah.
success.
Good job.
I got one as well.
Man, I always want to like check them like I've used them successfully to increase.
Oh yeah, like in Call of Cthulhu.
So bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, I did it. It doesn't matter though. I mean, it does, but not like it does in Call of Cthulhu.
86. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Folklore, you said?
Yeah, folklore. Is there a history? No, I think
Intel.
folklore is.
Yeah, folklore is going to be either that or education.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
education, whichever one is higher for you guys.
They're the same for me, except education I'm not trained in, so that would be worse for me.
So
What
basically,
if I have folklore education? I actually do have a higher education,
there you go.
but I still failed.
There
did.
you go.
There you go.
So those of you who succeeded, you look at the map and you're like, oh yeah, the Lost Provinces back like 100 years ago, right around the time that what was the monarchy of Lumerland decided to kill all of their lords and kings and stuff.
Crazy.
Lumerland was at war with Voshek Tadberg, and they lost that war because they cut their king and queen's heads off, and sent the country tumbling into instability.
Genius.
And what happened was Voshek
Can't cut
Tadberg.
King and Queen's head off if we do it first.
Yeah, so Voshek Tadberg
Something.
annexed the Lost Provinces from Lumerland.
Oh wait, no, that's right. These aren't up here. What am I doing?
They're like directly
I
north
remember.
of you.
Yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah.
It's literally.
It's
this
just like
area.
all of this area is Lost Province. Yeah. So like this would be.
It's how far out I am. We're really far.
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So like, you look at the map and you like when he mentions that, those of you who succeeded, it like clicks in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, the electors, they're gonna take advantage of this world-altering cataclysm to grab back the territory that Lumerlin lost 100 years ago to Voshek Tadberg.
Oh.
And before he even like says it, you guys have that like dawning realization where you're like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And he's like,
Not
the
me, I didn't get it.
electors have decided. Yeah, you're an idiot, so you don't understand.
The smart one in the group figured it out. Don't worry.
I never said Trish was, smart.
He's like, the electors have decided in their strategic brilliance that our mission initially is to pacify and reclaim the lost provinces of Lumerlin. And I suppose, and he says this with like the hint of sarcasm, that this is the best time as opposed to any when you might want to do that. And so the reason I bring up orcs is because as I trace my map, and you can see where he's like pinned sort of the rough boundaries of where the previous provinces would have been part of Lumerlin. It's like all of the reports that I'm receiving of orc activity are roughly, and he'll like put his hand flat on the Lost Province area and be like, they're all here. And
They're
so
all right. Bap, right there.
And so
Right.
this decree coming from the electors, I expect, is going to put us smack dab in conflict with enemies that I am not familiar with.
Orcish.
And so the recapturing of the Lost Provinces is priority 1 for the electors. They have listed a few other things that they're interested in, but in terms of importance, they have heavily stressed that we need to take advantage of the current, let's say, political climate to retake what was embarrassingly lost 100 years ago and reunite the Lost Provinces with Lumerlin.
Schmeagol, no, like orcs.
So we're turning what was functionally a enormous humanitarian crisis and using it to our military advantage.
And he'll nod his head and be like, it wouldn't be the first time that this has happened in history, but it's certainly one of the most blatant.
Well, I can't fault them for the strategic decision. Despite their strength, scattered orcs are obviously going to be much easier to defeat than a full laden army, but I really wish we could do more to help people.
And he'll nod his head and be like, well, the reason that I'm mentioning this to you as Sash Bearers is that this puts the expectation on the Sash Bearer Corps to being the sort of first plunge of the knife, so to speak. You will be the advanced force pushing into the Lost Provinces territory and ensuring that if large-scale military action were to happen, that it wouldn't be immediately disastrous to some kind of supernatural calamity or otherworldly beasts.
Well, it's certainly a possibility after everything that we saw with that airship.
And he'll nod his head and be like, unfortunately, none of us have really any great information. We're operating off of what outriders have seen miles in the distance and what fleeing peasants report happening as they travel along, forest shadowed roads. We basically
Guys,
are.
Are we still live on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, maybe
There's
my
just
app is messed up.
There's just a long delay.
I have an advertisement.
Yeah, it's because
'Cause-
we're a partnered channel.
Oh man.
Oh
Becky.
man. Yeah, if I'm on the app and I search us, it just says past videos.
Really?
Very peculiar.
Well, your app is wrong.
Yeah, we're definitely still live.
Yeah, I still see everything running
Price
just
is
fine.
wrong, Bob Barker.
Price is wrong. All right. Well, fuck the app. I was using the app because the webpage chat keeps messing up. It keeps going, "Welcome to chat room."
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
sounds like your
I
shit's
think
fucked up.
that's
Yeah,
on
mine's
your end.
working.
Everything else is
My
fine.
shit's always fucked.
That's
Yeah, you're
good.
right. So, we're going to start doing scouting missions into the unknown to kill orcs and
Well,
defuse magical landmines.
and he'll nod his head and be like, magical landmines and probably a little bit more of, how do we say it, political landmines. Or the expectations of winning the hearts and minds of the people of the Lost Provinces. It's been
Oh, we're gonna
nearly-
build bridges,
it-
open schools.
It's been nearly 100 years since Voshek Tadberg annexed them, and we are hoping that the reassimilation will be back into the culture of Lumerlin will be a smooth one. As you know, our system of government and way of doing things is significantly different than that of a monarchy, as Voshek Tadberg is and or was. So that we expect there to be some consternation, but there's also a large sentiment of those who remember or whose ancestors remember the times when the provinces were part of Lumerlin, and hopefully that part of the population can be assisting in the transfer of power back to the rightful owners of Lumerlin, away from the conquering Voshek Tadberg forces.
With my folklore check, do I know if this is still a majority human area?
Yeah. So it is, the Lost Provinces are largely rural. So
Okay.
Rural.
So
and it'll be easier when I actually upload the maps to see.
more backwoods.
So it's a lot of woods, a lot of riverland, open farmland area. In the northern part of the Lost Provinces, it meets the ocean, and so there is some like shipping and that kind of thing. But in terms of like population, it's mostly human, but there is a surprising amount of non-human because of its ruralness.
Okay.
So it's easier in less enlightened societies like a monarchy like Voshek Tadberg for non-human individuals to...
Wait. So the monarchies are safer?
No. No. They're worse. You live in the good place for non-humans.
Okay, but I'm confused then by the sentiment that with the less enlightened.
Yeah, so Voshek Tadberg being a non-progressive monarchy
Okay.
are harsher on non-humans, especially in the cities.
But it's okay because they're rural, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but in the rural
Okay.
areas,
So
it's
more of the populations that we have in cities have moved out into rural areas where it's safer for them.
yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Well, in that case, that concern is less
Yeah.
for me. And obviously, who wouldn't feel incredibly welcomed into a new society with us four knocking at their door?
yeah, right.
Well,
and
And
he,
then I look at
Well,
Trish and
three
I
of
say,
us.
us three.
You're right. Let's forget the dwarf.
and he'll
All right, don't worry, guys. I've got a plan for this.
I
nod
don't
his
know
head
about
and
political landmines, but magical landmines, that's my forte.
he'll
I
I'll-
just kind of throw rocks at political landmines.
I think I can help with the political landmine situation, at least to some degree.
and he'll say all that we are really expecting from the Sash Corps is to deliver the word that Lumerlin is intending to re-annex the Lost Provinces, and to represent Lumerlin and the electors as upstanding individuals, and by providing your services to the fort, in which you scout and eliminate potential threats, I expect that you will also come to the service of those who are living in Voshek Tadberg and the Lost Provinces, because gods only know what horrible threats have arisen since that star fell.
And certainly we'll do our best where we can to assist. Are we in any way allowed to promise these people protection or safety or refuge if they, for instance, need to flee their village for reasons out of their control?
And you can tell he's thinking about it, and he'll say, there's definitely, if you need to direct refugees towards Bodeswell or towards the border, we will do our best to accept those who come willingly to across.
And perhaps in the instance of not refugees, but recruits.
And you can tell he's like, maybe a little...
A lot of these people, when you think about it, they have a threat on their doorstep. They are surrounded by danger. If you give them the opportunity to be trained and put a weapon in their hand, I think you've got a very driven fighting force just sitting there waiting.
The half person does make sense there.
And he nods his head.
Person.
And you're like, that's an interesting proposal you have there. Perhaps I'll write something up and I'll send it off to the military administration and see if there is room either in the Sash Bearer decree or somewhere in the Lumerlin military to accept those willing to take up arms in defeating this cataclysmic threat that has befallen their nation.
Could make it much easier to take taxes as well if they know that the wheat that we're stealing from them is going to feed some of their own people.
And he'll chuckle and be like, well, that's certainly a good point. It is an active, according to our decree, an active war zone, though there isn't really specified who we're at war with, but you do have full wartime privileges in
well, after all, Captain, it is our country.
and he gets a little smile on his face and be like, exactly, you're starting to think like an elector.
Yep. Statescraft is in my blood, one might say.
Is Cody a straight elf? I thought he was a half elf.
No, I don't think there are
elf.
half elves in this game, are there?
There's no half races.
Jordan,
That's my bad.
you're a half halfling. You realize that, right? Or you're like
Well-
part halfling.
Wait, he's part halfling?
got
Is
some
that in his
halfling-
ancestry?
Halfling
Yeah.
blood in me.
So that's why he's so racist. He's self-hating. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's like when you meet those people who are clearly in the closet, but they hate gay people so much, and it's just because they just don't want to admit it to themselves. Oh, this is. I can't wait for my character to learn
Because
that.
what is your your ancestry trait? It's a halfling 1 because you rolled that thing for human.
It's like halfling.
You can't be
blood
stunned or something. Yeah.
Yeah, where is it at?
You're fucked a halfling.
Well, we don't know exactly how recent it was.
I guess
But,
it was
My
probably
grandpa was a halfling fucker.
your grandma was a halfling fucker.
There you go.
Grandpa.
Oh, it probably
Is that
makes
Mike?
more sense to be the other way around, so they could give birth and not die.
I mean,
There's probably a male halfling. It's like the
halfling
poodle
heritage. Someone
Short-
fucked a halfling
short
in your
men.
family or something.
Short men are long in other ways.
I do have halfling heritage.
That's how we know it's okay.
I'm inclined to disagree.
We're not related. Nope.
You're a gnome, not a halfling.
No, I was talking to Hart because he's like
Oh.
long in
Big
other
dick.
ways, and Celine's like, I'm inclined to disagree.
All
I
right,
found
well,
gnomes to be rather disappointing.
I can't speak for the rest of these guys, but I can't wait to at least get out of these walls for a while.
Yeah, and my character is only 5'8". Like, she's not super tall.
Yeah, it's because you're
That's-
part halfling.
That's actually mildly tall for like the era, isn't it?
I mean,
All things considered.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a fantasy setting. Like,
it's
yeah,
hard to
but
tell.
even
we're going by that.
But yeah, I think
I think we just go by
5'8"
today's
is like
standard.
regular woman height.
That's true.
So he will sit back down at the table, and he'll be like, "Well, I've enjoyed this meal. I wanna pour a round of beer for the four of you and myself,
Fuck
and
yeah.
we will toast to the Sash Bearers and toast to the continuation of Lumerlin in the face of
No
something
sponsor.
horrible, and to the reclamation of the lost provinces, and he'll
Actually,
toast.
Trish will just
This-
nod and
To the Sash Bearers.
And
To the future.
he'll sit down and be like, I
Oh, sorry.
don't, before I move on to more tedious work tonight, I have to ask, and forgive me if this is forthcoming or a little bit forward of me, but I am deathly curious to learn how each of you
big
or,
heart's dick
or
is.
any of you
What?
ended up in the prisons of Lumerlin and drafted as Sash Bearers.
Is he asking right now? I missed
Yeah.
the beginning of that sentence.
So he's basically like, before I send you off and go back to my
Okay.
tedious work, forgive me if I'm being forward or overstepping my role as commander of the fort, but I am deathly curious to know what are the stories behind what landed you in prison.
And when he asks, Trish will just like, get all broody and mad looking.
And he's like, I understand if you don't want to share, and don't fear for my what am I trying to say? Like constitution? Don't
Right, yeah.
don't
my
worry.
sensibilities or whatever.
Yeah, like don't
You won't
worry
hurt my
about
feelings.
harming my sensibilities. I've been a soldier for longer than probably some of you have been alive, and so there are very few things you could say that would surprise or disgust me.
And
She just has a
almost
stick up her ass.
interrupting that last sentence, she'll just slam her drink out. That bitch, Carol or Karen
Carol
Baskets.
Baskets.
No, it's Karen Baskets.
Karen
Jesus
Baskets. Oh, she's actually the inventor of baskets.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
that-
that's why
they
they're
only
called
have
baskets. Yeah,
She comes from her great grandmother actually invented
a long
the
line of
basket.
baskets.
She comes from a long line of baskets. Yep, Karen Baskets.
And so he turns his
What we did to
attention.
that poor sheep.
He turns his attention to Trish and be like, "Well, do tell."
It's like she set me up. She knew I was contending for the same position as her, and she put some contraband. Is it chaos in this?
Yeah, chaos is
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, some chaos-related contraband in my room, and then gave an anonymous tip. I know it was her though, and guards didn't ask any questions. They just hauled me off.
And he'll take another swig of his newly filled beer mug and be like, "I've heard many tales like that these days. Once a star falls on a neighboring nation, people they stop thinking rationally."
That's an excuse a criminal would make. I'm just saying.
And he'll look at Celine and be like, "That's a fair point. Are you sure it was planted and not your own chaos paraphernalia?"
I'm pretty sure. But, you know.
Well, I'll take your word
some
for
people do sleepwalk, I suppose.
As my soldier, I believe you.
I sleep chaos.
I sleep
I
chaos.
always
Yeah.
when I'm
Chaos.
napping.
Yeah, so, you know, watch out for that, I guess. Sleep chaos.
And he'll nod his head and be like, "Well, no matter the circumstance, I think nothing less of you, Trish, for that."
But you should, no.
I too am actually curious to hear Hart's story if he wants to share it.
I was an accomplished sellsword. Made many a coin carrying out the orders of the people that hired me. Spent many years as a well-respected mercenary in the circles that I traveled in. Unfortunately, I went to do a job for a local lord, and his wife that he had taken just so happened to be the former wife of an old partner of mine. She blames me for his death, and immediately upon seeing me again, began crafting a way to have me thrown in prison. After only one evening in their home, she blamed me and said that I had tried to attack her in the night to take advantage of her. Something I would never do. Human women are all the same.
Hey, we were both betrayed by human bitches, and she'll raise a glass to that.
Wait, what was that female lord's name? Was it
the lady
Karen-
of the house?
Was it Karen Baskets? The
No.
We have a
of our-
common enemy.
Oh god.
Fucking
It
Karen.
wasn't Lady Baskets.
No.
No,
Okay.
it was Marion Rackets.
Yeah, man.
Jeez.
And there'll be a small smile on Micaeus' face and be like, "Well, I've had my fair share of experiences with human women, and maybe there's a small sentiment to that I can echo." And we're honored to
I don't
have
mind
your
prison. I was always okay. It was the loss of my reputation that hurt.
and he'll nod and be like, "That's very understandable. We're honored to have your service here at Fort Bodeswell, Hart the Sellsword, and hopefully you can do what you can to earn back that reputation through good deeds for the electorate."
God damn it, Nate. Yeah. Trish will just be like, well, reputation is gained and lost and can be regained. At least.
Quicker than I.
You know what they say, chaos is a ladder.
Wow. Did
Wow.
Micaeus say that?
Chaos!
He's secretly
Sounds an awful lot
hardcore
like
chaos
heresy.
Do I smell heresy?
lord. That in the air? Heresy. You heretic.
That sounds a little like hers.
And he'll turn his gaze, piercing gray blue eyes, onto Celine, and he'll
He's
say,
got gay piercing blue eyes.
"How about you, little one? What
Yeah,
brought
tell him
you?
about that poor sheep.
What brought you to Fort Bodeswell?"
She just kind of stares at him, just like unflinching, not even like blinking for a moment. And then you can see it start to rise up, and she just slams her fist on the table. Fucking accused of heresy and bullshit because I'm doing alchemy and shit. I think it's just because I'm a gnome. It's the reason I always travel. People always fucking hate me, don't like it when you do alchemy and shit, because it's evil. Try and fucking just do alchemy and shit. And she seems very pissed and flustered. It's like, I tried fucking make concoctions that can do good, and you know what they do? They spit in your face and call you a witch. And then they sick the guard on you.
But who was the one that called you a witch? Was
Fuck you know, everyone!
Karen Baskets?
It was this woman named Trish.
This is why people are
Trish,
shit, and I don't like anyone.
Trish actually turned Selena.
You're
doesn't
right.
doesn't
Yeah, you
remember.
don't know this, but she was
That's
part
gonna
of
be
a
the
lynching
third
mob.
act twist.
Yeah.
That's the third act
Yeah.
twist of this. We're in the big battle, and then we find out
Work,
it
work
actually
that in there, Hunter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
so
good.
then she'll like, this is why people are shit, and why I don't like them. And then she'll just sit in her chair and pout.
And he nods his head as he takes it all in. So I've been disgusted, honestly, with the actions of the citizens of Lumerlin since the cataclysm. We position ourselves as this land of promise, of progress, where no kings, no lords, where any person of any ancestry can come and make their name and make a fortune, but it's all a false meritocracy, if you ask me. We still have the rich sons of business leaders leading armies, and those who are less fortunate, such as yourselves, are feeling the boot on your throat even harder, and it's aberrant. I thought this nation was better.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Celine, I have to say, perhaps it wasn't just negligent racism and fear mongering that brought you here. Perhaps it was fate. And then I'll dart my eyes back and forth between Celine and Captain McKay.
If you catch my drift.
She just looks at you and she leans forward and she's like, "Fuck you."
Laughing while I take a drink.
Wait, did Celine say why she was here yet?
Yeah,
Yeah, Celine.
Yeah.
she just
She
did.
just went through it. She just went through her whole charade and ran all super pissed, and now she's sitting in her chair pouting.
Oh wait, sorry, not Celine. What's Cody's
Lillian.
character?
Lillian has not
Lillian.
yet.
For some reason, mine's messed up, and like Nate's thing is covering half of Cody's like entire
Wow.
Oh, I would.
cam.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
can't see Cody's at all.
I have mine full screened, and so it's better for me. I don't know
Okay.
I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah,
that
probably
problem
full
either.
screened it did fix it. I had it not full screen.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, so he'll sit back in his
Lillian.
chair, and he's obviously he's not drunk, but he's definitely getting like a little buzzed.
Ooh, Nate got modded.
He did.
Oh, because I typed in caps.
Yeah. And he'll be
Oh.
like, "All right, Lillian, our resident preacher, is it? How did you end up
Priestess?
in shackles and drafted into the military of Lumerlin?"
And she'll go from like laughing at Celine to like sort of staring off into the middle distance as she puts her drink down. She'll just kind of lean back in her chair. I was traveling the distance along the border between Voshek Tadberg and the Elden Monarchy.
Yeah. Okay.
I was doing my standard pilgrimage practices, speaking with the, adjacent elven tribes on the borders of the forest that often came into conflict with human settlements, and there would often be injuries and things like that. And as part of my oath, when I had initially joined the cloth of, I'm forgetting her name, the elven god,
Yeah.
goddess,
Yeah.
god. And another day, just like any other, I stumbled across a group of humans that had been very clearly the victims of banditry. From the look of it, it didn't appear that they were even killed by elves. Wasn't arrow wounds or the more narrow weapons that we tend to use. These looked like they were predominantly killed by axes. There was a couple of people left alive who I did my best to tend to, wrapped their wounds as best I knew, but after the better part of a day and a half, it became clear that they weren't going to make it. Nearing the end of the third day, watching over them as they began to pass, I delivered them their last rites and was preparing to continue my journey further west when a couple of human guards came up upon me. Seeing the dead bodies and seeing an elf
They start making trouble in your neighborhood?
they started making trouble up in my neighborhood.
Couple human guards, they were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood.
Got in one little fight. No, and so, despite the fact that as a priest, I wasn't armed, there were in fact no axes anywhere near. All of the gold and items had been taken, and in fact the bodies had clearly been days old. They took me in despite my complaints to the side, and of course, as a foreigner, I didn't even qualify for so much as the facsimile of a trial.
Yeah, the murderer always returns to the scene of the crime. That's what they say.
What
In
they
some
say.
cases, apparently, the murderer stays there for 3 days.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And
Maybe
he'll,
you're just coming back to make sure you didn't miss anything.
She'll slowly fade back into reality as she finishes up her story.
the crossfade as we come out of
Yeah.
the out of
No,
the
it's like her eyes unglazing from
Yeah.
the memory, and she angrily stabs a potato and slams it on her plate.
And Micaeus, in his slightly buzzed state, is just shaking his head, and he's like, "It's unfortunate. It's just disgusting." And like you said, maybe it's destiny, and we're just meant to make the best of it, of what we can. I hope to be as good a leader and steward of you Sash Bearers as I can. Obviously, there will be limits to what I can do, but know this, that I hold no grudge against anybody for their ancestry. I don't think that the Cataclysm had anything to do with humanness or non-humanness. And we're just going to have to all bear this together, as opposed to using it as a source of conflict and hatred.
Well, hopefully we can get these provinces under control quickly then.
And you're like, the lost provinces. What a
Trish will be like, I'm sure one way or another, wheel. And when she says wheels,
gesture
it's
to the
very much
fellow
like
human.
us humans, like, we'll put things back together, and then the rest will continue to, like
To
ride
follow-
off of
follow
our
suit,
backs or whatever.
Yeah.
Racist mumbo jumbo.
And he'll look at you
continues to-
and be like,
Racism mumbo jumbo.
yep. You're
Yeah.
like,
Jumbo.
I think it'll be more of a group effort than that.
Some
Link's
critical
just gonna
race
shoot
theory
your-
bullshit.
Trish, I don't hate anyone, but I really don't like you.
That's fine. As you said, we don't have to be friends. Isn't that right, Hart?
And sensing the tension, Micaeus grabs his beer and throws the rest back, slams it down. He says, "Well, I appreciate you all joining me this evening. As you've probably noticed, we're finally at full muster here at Fort Bodeswell.
I love mustard.
We've accumulated
Full mustard.
all of the soldiers that we can expect to, and most of the equipment, and we'll be able to start mounting full-scale operations on the heels of our brave sash bearers, venturing forth into this cursed land we found ourselves next to. I have some letters to write and business to attend to, but again, I appreciate you coming to eat with me, and I'll be seeing more of you around the fort, and looking forward to witnessing your careers grow as members of our community is the wrong word, but members of our
Organization.
battalion here at Fort
There you
Boatswell.
Oh, are we a
Well-
whole battalion?
Well, assuming
There's
we
a
don't
lot
get
of people
slaughtered
here
out
now.
there.
Yeah.
At
He's
least
like, well,
most of us.
it went well the first time. And so
What worse
surely,
could there be than some orcs and harpies?
Everyone always
right?
only has so much luck, right?
what? And he'll be like, surely that bodes well for the future. And he does an exaggerated wink.
Jesus.
And
I
Trish will
clap him on the back.
start leaving. Just
Yeah.
start pushing her chair out and getting up to leave.
Yeah, and he-
as she's going to leave, I'm going to say, I wish we had a halfling. Those guys are so lucky.
And he'll stand up as well and make to go into his side room off of the main office.
I'm gonna nudge Celine and be like,
Huh?
That ass.
What?
Yeah.
he's
'Cause
going
you
to his
wandered off?
he's going to his room. He's drunk. Now's your chance.
What do you take me for? Some kind of heathen?
Yes.
I mean, that is.
You said hedonism was your thing today at
Right.
lunch.
Not
I said
20 minutes ago.
Heathen, not
I
heathen.
believe a heathen is someone that participates in hedonism. I could be wrong, but I feel pretty confident in that assessment.
No.
You know what? Good on you. Now, when we get back, we need to talk about what you should do with your hair before going to bed, just so it doesn't get off.
Someone just gets up and leaves. She's like, I'm done with this bullshit.
All right, and so if you
You're the
guys
best maid.
leave the office, he'll go into his room thing, and I really need to pee, and so I'm gonna go pee, and we take a short break, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
I'm gonna
Alright.
pee and get
None.
water.
None of
pee.
that.
I'm gonna get tea. Boom, boom, bop, bop,
No.
bop.
My pee
peeing for
is
you.
Jordan's tea. Fun fact.
That's true. Yeah, I
Fun
just
fact.
get a big ol' hot mug of Cody's
Yeah,
pee,
nice and frothy.
put some honey in there. Delicious. Pee and tea. That's right.
B and B. Oh, quick! Jordan's gone. Hart, I have a plan.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight, after Trish goes to bed, me, you, and Celine are gonna pick up her mattress, and we're gonna go and put it out by the latrines.
Why?
Little prank. That way she wakes up and it's stank.
Hopefully she's not a light sleeper.
Even if she is, if we go fast enough, what's she gonna do? She can't get off. We'll have her up in the air. Military pranks, man. It's a good idea. Yeah, my buddy, my elven buddy told me about it when we were kids. His name was Thegum, and he said it was the good old stankin' prank.
Begum. What's up, Eric? Oh man.
I don't think it'll have to come back to our room. I think there might be an accident with it that ends up burning it. Celine, I have a prank idea. When Trish goes to bed, we're gonna take her bed, her mattress, and we're gonna lift her up, and we're gonna take her and put her mattress out in the latrines.
How hard to help you. I'm not fucking strong enough.
You're gonna help get like the door and stuff.
God damn it. What a hassle.
Yeah, Trish will come back stinky, but she sleeps on the opposite end of the place from us because she thinks she's too good for us.
You know, if we had anybody that knew anything about alchemy, we could probably make a sleep potion so she wouldn't wake up while we do it.
I don't have access to the materials.
It's almost like you don't care about me.
Look, man,
Oh, maybe
I
we
don't
just
have
go get
access
a
to the
bucket of
materials, and I
water.
may not know how to make it.
Maybe we should just get a bucket of water instead, and in the middle of the night, we'll just dump a bucket of water on her head.
You could just put her hand in it.
Wow, that's just rude.
It wouldn't be warm. It doesn't work if it's not warm, Nathan.
You don't know that. That's just
I
what they always
do.
say.
I do know that.
It's just what they always say. There's got to be warm water. How do you know if it works if it's warm or cold? How do you know it even works at all?
How
Well,
do
if you
you
guys
not
don't
know
want
that it
in on the
works?
fun of throwing a bucket of cold water on Triss while she sleeps, that's on you. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna do that tonight.
Could just
Oh,
go
I'm-
get warm
I'm
water
down.
from
Where
the
are we gonna get
latrine.
warm water? Oh God, that's not water at all.
It's a form of water.
It's really not, though. It's really not.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
It's just
down.
water that's been through the body.
It's about what she deserves. So
I will say, in defense of this plan, everyone probably already stinks anyway.
Exactly, see?
It's not like we have running water or baths.
that's fair.
We probably get to bathe once a month at this fort.
You guys bathe.
Yes, some of us are used to bathing, Celine. Are you familiar with the concept?
I am, but rivers are very fucking cold.
Yeah, but I mean, at least you had a river. That's like a pretty easy way to bathe. But you just didn't do it because it was too cold?
It's fucking cold. Don't just bathe all the time if it's there. Sometimes
Do you
do,
understand,
sometimes you don't.
like, the miasma that gets on you? Because I'm sure germs don't... We haven't discovered them, but miasma.
Oh. Look. That's what the magic's for, and you know the rituals and scaring
That's
all
what
the bad
the
juju away.
magic's for.
Wait, you have magic that cleans you?
Incense and shit, bro.
Incense.
And there's plants and stuff that smell nice. You can make salves out of.
Is that what's in your hair?
There's a lot of things in my hair. There's probably some things living in there. I think a frog went in there once and never
Well,
came
there were
out.
definitely a handful of larvae I picked out earlier when we were combing.
I'm
Oh.
saving those for later.
Oh,
Was that a snack?
say it so
Sorry.
I mean, snack. Good for magic, you know.
I beat Hunter.
Maybe put it in a potion.
Actually,
where's
that's where I
our-
was. I was
where's our
beating
fearless
Hunter.
leader?
Me? I'm
right
here.
here.
Check out this mug. Can you see the Durgan?
It's almost
There it is.
impossible for me to fail leadership checks. So, like, by
That's
definition.
true. It's impossible for me to fail parry checks.
All right.
So
Larva for alchemical purposes that he keeps in his hair.
Basically.
So
All right.
I received explicit instructions from Liam to kill you guys.
good,
Okay.
perfect.
Well, GG everyone.
Yeah, so you're dead.
Prepare to die.
You did.
Wait, you're
Well,
not even
yeah.
gonna let us fight for it?
Nope.
No, you gotta at least tell us
Sorry.
how. You know, like
Friggin' toddlers, man.
Yeah.
Toddlers.
How
Oh,
old is he now?
Liam's
Like
technically a
112?
toddler anymore.
112.
Is he
He's-
older than you yet?
He's not older than me yet, but he will
Is that how
be.
age works?
He will be 11 in July.
Oh, okay. How high can he
He
count?
needs to get a job.
At least till 11.
Can he count to
I want to
12?
say we were all crushed by a blue whale that just
Ooh.
fell.
That.
and
Yeah.
crushed us all in our cabin.
Yeah.
Hello, ground!
But
The
right.
rest of
Hello,
us were
Brad.
Yeah,
crushed
right
by
before
the
it
blue
hits the
whale.
ground, it turns
Yeah.
into
No,
a.
see, 3 of us were crushed by the blue whale. Celine was drowned by the sperm of the blue whale.
That's gross.
That's gross, but
Fun fact,
Correct.
if you ever read Moby Dick, they're hunting sperm whales in it, and they just refer to them as sperm throughout most of the book. So they're
that's
like,
weird.
oh, these men rubbing this sperm on their hands to soften them up and things like that. It's
Aw.
like all throughout the book.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I don't know how I
really
feel about
unfortunate.
this.
Yeah, so does anything else happen before we go to bed, Hunter?
Celine
yeah.
wouldn't want to go any other way. That is true words have never been said.
So, you are met outside of the barracks by a surprisingly large number of soldiers.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Cool.
God.
And
they kill you.
Under this since I left first.
well, you all see them,
Oh, okay.
and some of them have torches, and they're. It's not like extremely late, but it's like 8 probably.
Yeah.
And there's a good
We have to
like
fight everyone in here.
20-ish soldiers kind of milling around outside the
Yeah, 20 is a pretty good group.
Sash Bear's barracks. And when they see Lillian coming, they all kind of turn to her and they say, well, one of them steps forward, and it's the guy from lunchtime earlier. There's the witch killer. he says, we
Worship God.
we knocked once, and you didn't come out. We didn't know where you were, so we're here for whatever you've got planned for us.
Yeah, sorry about that. Our dinner with the
She's
captain
fucking
ran
drunk.
long. I've probably got
A little buzz, yeah.
but that's fine. I do my best work while buzzed.
Yeah. And so he'll be like, where
A true
do you
cleric
want us?
person.
Yeah, so I will gesture to like some
In
like
the
loot
orgy room.
boxes and some barrels. The wood
No, this isn't for your group.
uh, stump and things like that.
Yeah.
Just like anywhere where there's room to sit, and I'll just sort of usher them to sit down. If it's dry, I'm sure there's
Yeah.
plenty of like ground
Yeah.
to sit on as well.
It hasn't rained recently.
How are these
Um,
tea sipping sound effects?
Can't hear.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Okay, I was just wondering actually how if you could hear it or not.
Yeah, we
My
can.
favorite.
And I will thank them all for coming here today.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna ask the name of the guy who was the sheepish
you
one
fucking
approach
would.
me. Any name is fine, Hunter.
John.
He has a name.
It's
Jeremy.
Cody.
It's
Cody
not
Ann.
Jeremy. It's
Ann
Cody.
Weedle.
His name is Cody.
You're fucking with me.
No, it's not, but it is now.
Oh God. All right, Cody. I want to thank you for organizing this, bringing these people together here today.
Oh
I
no!
wanna look
This
around
is,
here and
Hart walks inside and lays down on his
Yeah,
bed.
you can go to bed if you don't want to hear this.
Celine's
And I-
like, this is stupid. I'm out, and just goes to the barracks.
Don't even get started. Just like introductions and everyone's leaving. It's just like our stream.
Yeah. Trish will be like way in the background sipping her tea that she now magically has.
Jesus.
So as I look around here, I see a lot of people who feel maybe lost and confused. And I imagine at least part of that is, why am I here at getting towards the middle of the night so that I can come and listen to some foreign elf speak? But I think that part of you knows why that is. That here in the military, surrounded by orders and danger and the fact that we never know what tomorrow will bring, there's a fear in that. That we don't know if we're going to live to see tomorrow. A lot of us are miles away from our closest kin, our loved ones that presumably you're here fighting for today, people that you want to keep safe. And I'm here to tell you that there is a power in knowing that you have something to fight for. And now for some of you, maybe you don't have family. Maybe you don't have much in the way of friends or loved ones, but there is someone here who cares about you. It's all the people around you.
Do you have a degree in theology?
I do have a degree in theology. I got it while studying in... You're asleep. Go to bed. And God, who let him do this? And I just want to say that with all of the strength that you have around you, the strength that you have within is just as important. And what we're going to do every day that I'm still on this earth, in this camp with you, whenever you feel the need, we're going to talk about how you can bolster that strength. how you can reach out to the great divine and have it reach back to you and give you the strength to continue on, if not forever, just one more day. And then every day you can use that strength to get a little stronger, a little smarter, a little faster, a little bit more capable. And
Wait.
damn it, by the
How
end
did-
of it, we're all
how
going
did
to
our
be
view-
some really good soldiers.
How did our viewers go up when he started this?
They're ready for it.
Fuck you! I'm a good speaker.
So one of the guys sitting in the front, like next to Cody, he's gonna be like, "Fucking scared, preach. We're all scared. We're out here, just right across from all that shit, and some of us are having dreams and we can't sleep. We don't want to be here."
Want to have dreams.
And it's
Now, soldier, what kind of dreams do you feel like you're having?
awful dreams. Dreams of death and blood and screaming.
Now, I've got to say, those things might seem scary on the surface, but when you really look at it, what's death for someone like us? We know that we're living a righteous life, that we are doing something worth doing. When we die, we know that there is paradise waiting for us.
It'll be
Blood,
like,
The back church will be
"Amen."
like,
all,
speak for
we
yourself.
all have blood within us. It's a source of life. It's what makes us breathe and have every day ahead of us. And screaming, hell, you're just as likely to hear that during sex. Am I right, guys?
And they all kind of like nervously like, yeah, I guess.
Sex.
So, I can't stop you from having bad dreams. I can't tell you not to be scared of this giant thing on the horizon. I can tell you, though, that we are going to get through this. One way or another. If I can kill an orc with a wood-cutting axe, then you boys out here trained to use real weapons and clad in real armor, I think you guys are going to be just fine.
You can
And
see-
roll.
You can see like nodding and murmuring and and
They can never take Fort Boneswell!
yeah, and
Take our lives, but they'll never take.
you can tell that they that it's had an effect. They there's a little bit more like confidence and maybe some that not as many slumped shoulders. And Cody will look at you and be like, "Thank you, Lillian, is it right?
Yes.
What should we call you officially?"
Call me Cody.
Yeah, call me
Cody.
Cody.
He'd be like, "What?"
And then I shapeshift.
It's like, "Oh no!"
You can call me chaplain, priestess, whatever you're most comfortable with. The
Chaplain.
title really isn't the most important thing to me.
And he'll nod his head and be like, "It's been a while since we've had a chaplain. I think we appreciate this. Thank you again, Chaplain Lillian." And he'll get up and he'll kind of motion for the other guys to get up and go. Mommy. That would be a good
And
one.
then I pass around the collection plate.
Yeah, pass around.
Donations
Yeah,
are- I'm just kidding.
collect donations.
We'll put together. I'm gonna put together a prayer box at some point for little box that people can put their people they want to
Oh, yeah.
pray for in there.
Yeah.
People
Be
going
collecting
out on
that money.
mission.
What else is the purpose of religion? Am I right?
You're like doing finger guns at people and they're like, "No."
Fuck! But you don't feel better, do you? This is all bullshit, am I right?
Am I
Haha.
right?
I'm just here to make fun of it.
We're all out for ourselves. There is no grand plan.
We're fucked.
We're fucked.
We're all gonna die.
Oh, I gotta die.
But
All
at
right.
least you'll get exploited for your money
Yeah.
before you do die.
So that's the end of the night, unless
All
there's
right.
some other.
There's one more thing that must happen.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, I am gonna get up.
Oh
and
wait,
head
I was
over-
supposed to have
Oh.
a talk with Lillian before.
Oh, you wanted to have a talk with me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can talk before bed.
Yeah. Before
What are you thinking about?
go to bed, I'll just put a what are you
What are you
Sash-
wearing?
Sash Fair stuff.
As we're getting ready for bed, I'm moving my blankets because you were so mean to us today. Because I wasn't gonna sleep next to you anymore.
Alright, well
But you can
Trish,
talk to me while I'm doing.
Trish will come sit on the bed opposite of you.
Yeah,
like,
so your bed.
so
What are you wearing under them blankets?
Nothing.
I'm totally forgetting how this was gonna go now because
Oh,
you
sorry.
started doing your thing. I was like, oh shit, I was gonna do something, but I don't even remember what it was. Anyway, she's like, you know, we were hitting it off when I first got here. I was feeling, you know, secluded or whatever. He kind of brought me out of that. I appreciate it. Just know that it's not you. It's just, you know, you can't help it. Basically, is how she puts it.
I can't
you
help
You can't help
the
what you
fact
are.
that I'm a sub.
Help what you are.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get it.
no, but that's fair. I mean, I totally understand.
Yeah,
Cool. Good.
I will spend my whole life trying to have what you have, and I'll never be able to do it, you know? I'm just doing my
Yeah,
best to
that's just-
emulate you.
That's just
really.
everyone's lot in life, I guess.
Well, I'm glad we could come to this agreement, and I'm gonna reach out and shake your hand.
And
I love.
she'll kind of look at your hand and be like, maybe next time.
All right, so sorry.
You know?
I'll twist my hand, like I'll kiss your hand.
No, she doesn't do that either. She's like,
Oh,
just
wow.
don't touch me. But
Jesus.
she'll.
Oh, this
You
is
know.
good. This is good.
I feel like
this is
we're
good.
making progress here.
Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah.
good. So then,
Trash.
middle of the night, after we've all gone to bed, I'm going to wake up and go to the well. Is dom a banned word? Like dominated? Mommy, maybe? That's
Maybe.
very creepy.
She was able
Um,
to say it at first, but then the second message, it went back and deleted her old
Yeah.
message too. That happened to me too with my poop train one.
I wonder what it was. So
I
I'm
feel
gonna.
like this is exactly how women act.
Yeah.
By the way.
I'm emulating my girlfriend, clearly.
No, just
Jesus
not
Christ.
exactly.
So I'm gonna go to the well, and I'm gonna get a nice big bucket of water.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go back to the barracks,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna splash that whole ass bucket of water onto Trish while she's sleeping.
Which will, you know, we're like, what
Wake
the
her
fuck?
up.
Yeah, wake
There's
her
a
up.
flood! There's a flood!
There's no flood. You're just a bitch.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna throw the bucket at your head.
Oh my
Roll
God.
simple,
Shut up, I'm
simple,
trying to sleep.
simple ranged. Roll it.
Do you want me to? I will.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now we're gonna roll
You
dodge.
have to dodge.
Get ready.
It's a good roll.
That's a hit. You gotta dodge
How
it.
does
was a
one
good roll.
dodge while sleeping, though?
Well, she woke me up with
Yeah.
throwing the water on me first.
Oh, okay. I thought we were dodging the water.
Like, roll out of the
No,
bed
no,
with
I'm
one
dodging the bucket, which she
Yeah.
threw afterwards.
I love the idea of dodging the water, like swoosh, and you're like, whoa!
Barrel.
Dual barrel.
So totally know where this dodge thing.
It's on the
is.
next page. It's on the
Sounds-
trappings.
Oh, okay.
Fuck somersault.
Try somersault.
It is coordination.
You
That's
fail.
fail.
All right, roll damage,
Crack.
Cody.
What is the damage on a bucket?
It's gonna
Just a
be
D6?
it's gonna be your agility plus d6, agility bonus plus d6.
Jesus Christ.
Agility bonus plus D6.
Yep.
That's 11.
Damn.
You could spend a
my
fortune
fucking-
point to make it a 6.
No.
Then you could roll another
Oh my
d6.
God. Just kills him with the bucket.
After I just crack you over the head with the bucket,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, sorry, we subhumans just do things a little bit differently.
All
Yeah,
right,
so
hold
it
on.
actually does.
What is my fucking hit points?
Your damage threshold is definitely less than 11 if you're not wearing armor.
Yeah, it's like
And so you'll go down to slightly wounded.
lightly wounded.
Yeah, lightly wounded as the barrel the bucket smacks into your skull and leaves like a fairly significant gash across your forehead.
Bonk. And then yeah, Trish is gonna like, you know, get out of bed and go after her. Like, I'm about to fucking gimp your other leg, you whole bitch. And like,
Wow,
just
this is
fucking
getting
goes
hostile
after
quick.
her. Yeah, I mean,
It's a
gonna
brawl.
escalate.
All
Someone's
right.
gonna have to do something.
If you want to hit her, you got to roll.
Alright.
Is
simple
Celine
melee?
awake?
Oh, Celine already yelled at him to shut the fuck up. I'm sleeping.
Are you sleeping near me still?
She sleeps on the bunk above you.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her if she has any spells or any abilities that would tie them up so they'd just knock it the fuck off.
No, but there's 2 silver darts in my
No.
the chest out there.
Dude,
Give me
magic
those.
missile us. Jesus Christ.
And
That's
she
like-
actually says that.
It's
She's
riot
like, if you give me
control.
those 2 silver darts, I will deal with this.
My roommates are fighting. I'm gonna go shoot one of them.
One.
Hey, where are the silver darts at?
Yeah, you did say
They're
there was
just like
2.
in the chest with their stuff.
So yeah, for a punch, it's just simple melee.
Ah, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not really swinging very well. She just took a
Yeah.
head injury.
I'm just gonna
Blood
sidestep
in my eyes.
and I'm gonna say, go back to bed. Behave yourself and this won't happen again.
She'd be like, "Fuck you."
Raging against the machine. Oh, that's a hit. You got a parry, Cody.
Wait, are you still swinging at him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cody parries and
Cody-
just blocks it.
All right,
Cody's like,
I hand Celine one of the silver darts.
Both of them, she says.
All right, I hand her both.
If you don't lay down, Trish, right now, we're about to get a serious pain in the ass.
She's not really like logical right now. You know, she's just gonna keep fucking
Yeah.
blindly like swinging and. I
I
thought
hand
about
Celine the silver
having
darts
her
and I
grab
cover
one.
my head
All right.
with my
You gotta
pillow.
roll damage.
Yeah, roll brawn bonus plus a d6.
brawn. No, I don't roll brawn.
No, you roll a d6 and you add your brawn bonus to it.
Oh, which is 3, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
So I hand Celine the darts and I say, "You handle this because I don't want to have to bonk him in the head." And then I cover my head with my pillow.
Oh, sorry. So that's 6 damage.
Does
Alright,
that?
That doesn't break my
Yeah, I was
damage.
gonna say, it shouldn't break your damage threshold.
It's at.
Nice.
It's at. Doesn't have
It has
be.
to exceed.
It
Yeah,
has to
so-
succeed. Yeah, you're good on a tie.
So you hit me really hard in the chest, and it just rattled. Just like, ow.
Celine is going to whistle very loudly.
You're a
like the double
resilient old
finger,
bitch,
just
aren't you?
whistle
She's just like,
as loud as possible.
I'm gonna go towards bed. I'm gonna go lay down by Celine. I'm just gonna turn my back.
grapple.
To you. Grapple.
If
What do you roll for grapple?
So it's gonna be a perilous stunt, and you're going for a chokehold,
Mhm.
which is, let's see,
Let's
242.
see. Yeah, make an athletics test. Foe must resist athletics.
Okay.
Yes, you just roll athletics, and whoever succeeds most succeeds.
Is that not under agility? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, should be.
It's under brawn.
So you entirely fail.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
you failed
Celine is-
2? I'm just like dragging off your back.
So
So-
Celine is going to scream at both of you and flash the silver darts. Knock your shit off and go to fucking sleep, or I'll kill you both.
I'm trying to. This
Stay out of it.
This dumb woman won't let go of me.
You have 30 seconds, Trish, or you get both. Leave her
alone.
You have to roll and intimidate, because right now she doesn't believe you.
Okay, that's fine.
He's like,
But
I don't
she's
want to
holding
roll
up
an
her silver
intimidate,
dart.
hit you with two magic missiles and severely wound you.
Yep, nope, she does not get it, but it doesn't matter because she is holding up the silver darts and glaring at you, so
Hmm.
they don't miss.
I know.
Yeah, you've seen
Do
what these
you?
things do. You watched one of these blast an orc in the face.
I wasn't here, but yes, my
Yeah.
character did
Your
watch
Yeah.
that.
character saw that.
Yeah.
Because I did a lot of damage. He did not like it.
Basically, as she's like holding out under her, she's just gonna like run out of steam and be like, "Fine, going to bed." Then she'll
Fucking-
sleep in the non-wet bed.
Good call. Ah, that
And
went
she just-
exactly as planned.
And she just looks at you, shut the fuck up and go to sleep or I'll throw one at you anyways, to
Sounds
even the
good.
score.
I sleep in the bunk under you.
She fucking grunt. You
Oh, no,
don't sleep in
Hart-
the
Hart
bunk
is
under
there.
Me. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Oh, sorry. Wait, you're both. Oh, okay.
She
I
crawls
must
in the
have
bed with Heart.
Yeah.
She's,
Yeah, me
I
and
need, I
Hart-
need a cuddle.
No.
yeah, she likes to hang out real close to me, so I don't know why.
So she's gonna slip the 2 silver darts under her pillow and then go to sleep.
All right. And everybody goes to sleep.
Yeah, things are going well.
Yeah.
In the Sash Bear.
It's all right.
Uh,
As good as to be expected.
Everything I know about barracks life from every person I've ever talked to, beating the shit out of each other is a pretty common occurrence, even
Yeah.
if
Rite
you
of
like
passage.
each other.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna get the soap in the sock trick. Is what I. It's
I tried to convince everyone while you were gone to go and take her bed and dump it in the latrine,
Oh yeah.
but they weren't in for it.
Yeah. So you wake up, and again, a few days will pass, sort of, routinely, as the fort at full muster is bustling with soldiers and support professionals and stuff like that. You see the engineers haul in the disassembled pieces of what they could salvage from the airship and the giant like pieces of the envelope that would hold it aloft. And yeah, things are basically fairly normal. Trish, since you are generally adept at life in like the courts and the sort of backstabbery of that kind of high lifestyle,
yeah.
you make it a priority, or maybe not even a priority, it's almost more accidental, that you are in places at the right time to kind of overhear conversations and watch people interact with each other.
The shit that she'd
Yeah.
be doing. People
And
watching,
so roll
listening
me
to conversations.
a screw or no, an eavesdrop.
A screw.
Roll me a screw.
Do I sleep enough to sleep off a
Oh
injury,
yeah.
or am I still
By
at
the
negative?
time.
I was gonna say, if you don't, if Trish would let me, I would offer to help take care of it.
She's gonna grumble and go to like the
Yeah, there's like a
base
medic
medic or
station.
whatever.
Yeah, you totally can.
Yeah, and they'll
I-
wrap it and it'll heal.
That's Lillian's way of saying this isn't about you, it's about your behavior. But if you don't want her to help, that's totally understandable.
You're bad with words. Wham! Slam a bucket in your head. This isn't about you. It's about your
Actions
behavior.
speak louder than words, and nothing speaks louder than a bucket of water
the head.
and then a whole ass bucket
Yeah.
to the head.
Than the actual
Jesus.
bucket.
Not a
Um,
half-ass bucket, a whole-ass bucket.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling again?
An eavesdrop, por favor.
Eve's
That's it.
droppings.
All right.
I rolled my.
Uh,
Oh, actually worked. That actually worked.
So I'm
That actually
messaging
worked.
you
Are
a
you?
secret that you overhear. as you're walking around, and this is sort of the culmination.
Is that how you spell Marcus's name?
Maccaeus, yeah.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
You should give Trish a secrets book so she can take
Oh,
down all
yeah.
her secrets in Roll20.
Yeah, a hidden notes book. We can do that.
Ooh, give me the secrets.
And so this is like the the culmination
Not
of
creepy
like
at all, right?
multiple occurrences where you're kind of like listening to people, and it's all like gossipy stuff. So it's like soldiers, either they're like shooting the shit and making jokes, or there's like little whispered conversations about, you know, XYZ. So yeah, that's the secret, and you can do with it what you will.
Okay.
Tell us about it immediately.
Immediately. Guys.
You won't believe what I just
You know how we hate each other? Well, I got some gossip for you.
Liam threatened you both if it made you feel better.
That's true. You threatened us both equally, and that's what I appreciate about you. So,
Yeah, you know, you understand equality, Celine.
She understands she wants sleep and she wants both of you to shut the fuck up.
Okay, you should have a Trisha's secret, or I guess I can make it plural.
Trish's, it's like Victoria's.
Yeah,
Trisha's
Trisha's
secret there.
secret.
Trisha's secrets as a journal in your or a handout that you can edit.
Nice.
Okay, and then as Trish is hiding around corners and listening to people and doing sort of secret courtier shit, during one of the drill sessions that everybody loves so much with Macho,
Yeah.
she says, "All right, I think it's time. You four wait here. I've got a little bit of surprise." And
Oh,
she
no.
goes, she walks off. I said that really weird. She walks off.
Why are you?
She walks
She
off.
walks off.
Here, come on, out of the way.
She just walks.
She just walks
you
off.
walk.
She doesn't come back. She walks into the direction of the armory, and she comes back, and over her shoulder she has one of the most beautiful, specially crafted great swords that you've ever seen in your life.
For me?
And she comes out and walks to the middle of the sparring field, and she turns it over and sticks it in the dirt, and she says, "Hart, I've been talking to the captain a little bit,
For me?
He's got
And
a
he-
heart on
and
for
he
you.
he regaled me with the story of your past, and I thought it only fitting that a sellsword of great renown would have the opportunity to access one of the best, highest quality castle forged weapons that we would have on hand here at Fort's Boat
I'm
Show."
hard.
I'm hard.
Unfortunately, I can't just give it to you, as it would make all of the other soldiers here terribly jealous. So
You want me to fight for it?
I've called in a favor with my good friend Celestial in the armory and procured a sword for myself that you will have the chance to earn if, and she grabs from the bucket a big sparring sword, tosses it to you, and grabs her own, if you can earn it.
What the hell, mate?
I'm excited for all of this.
All right, so put your token on the map.
Did you guys even hear me say that the captain had a heart on for him?
Her heart, yeah.
A heart on.
A heart on.
Place your character in the bucket.
In the bucket? Okay, here you go.
Remove your character from
battle bucket!
until combat starts.
I'm in
Then
the
you may
bucket.
leave the bucket.
I'm in the bottom of the bucket.
All right.
You are.
And so she's standing about a little bit more than 3 paces away from you. So this is to scale.
Holy, what was that? That was cool as hell.
Did I do that?
Yeah, you must have. I've never seen that before.
Oh my gosh.
You can use spells.
How do you
You're
do
dead,
that?
Topher. Oh my gosh.
But
How do you do that?
What's happening? I'm not seeing anything.
It's effects on the map. I didn't know I could do that.
how are you doing it?
Oh, it's blood. It must be a pro thing.
Oh,
Oh.
why can't I do it?
Oh, that's dumb.
Do it on the elf
Won't make
person's
people bleed.
crotch.
Can you see that like smoky stuff?
I can see it. Yeah.
I don't see shit.
You don't have your effects turned on for roll 20.
Mm,
That's cool.
Either that or he's blocking it.
She hits you with her holy breath.
Damn.
And you die.
damn. She's a holy dragon.
Okay. So
I'm dead.
she moves like a good distance away from you. And she
So
says
she tossed me a sword.
it's a wooden like training stave. Yeah, like a sword. It's
Alright.
statistically in the game it's a sword. But it doesn't deal damage, it deals peril.
Lethal.
Yeah. And she has one of her own. And just for the sake of effect, we will draw.
We'll just do standard like martial melee attacks then.
Yeah, it'll be martial melee. So between
Alright.
you is the actual sword.
Ooh,
Um,
there a sash.
And she says, if you can score 3 points before I score 3 points, then you can have the sword.
Alright.
And then you roll initiative.
So I'm gonna roll
Oh,
initiative.
Can I help?
How do you want to help?
I want to give him the extra damage resistance.
Oh, you want to give him a inspiring
A
words?
leadership,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say, Heart, you don't let this woman get the better of you. You hear?
I want to
Oh,
see some blood.
And that
I
is
failed that.
one of the few times that you actually fail.
I actually failed that. I can't. That doesn't work. So sorry.
And
no,
Heart's
no
like, I'm
damage
not gonna let
to
a
you.
woman tell me what to
There's an irony there.
Where is the
I'm gonna let a woman tell me what to do.
roll is?
So you roll a d10, and then you add
Oh,
your
it's D10. That's right.
you add your initiative bonus to that.
All right.
The
so
blood coming out of that elf's knee looks like a little
it's
snake.
6.
It is
Plus
it's
the
actually a
D10.
snake arrow.
Oh,
Mm.
my apologies, Jordan.
Fif-
Here, let me-
14.
You go first.
All right. So I'm just gonna do. We'll keep it simple. Martial melee.
So you're not in range.
Once again, Trish
She's-
will be watching
Right.
from
So
afar with her
I'm gonna
tea.
move. I'm gonna move to you. I'm gonna walk up to you.
Okay, so you're gonna use 1 AP to move.
Yep. Standard movement. And then I'm gonna use 1 AP to martial melee.
All right.
And I'm using this sword two-handed.
Okay. Yep.
Let's see some blood. Woo!
So that's the hit.
All right.
Crack her
And
skull open.
she cannot parry it because she doesn't have any AP. So you
Not yet.
you hit her.
Watch Heart just like fucking
Well, yeah.
and kill her.
So
So
that's one. So that's 1 point for me.
yeah, so you score a point. So you
Okay.
rush forward and she's like not quite ready for it, and you just whack her like right away, and she dances back, not like literally mechanically, but like she dances back a little bit, and then she swings back at you, and you can tell that she was both surprised and very pleased at what you just did. She's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a real." Oh
damn.
my god. Okay.
This is
So-
gonna be a real dome.
So she
Technically, that's not a crit. So
No, that is a
That's the-
crit.
a 1 is a crit.
A
I thought
one-
ones weren't crits.
1 is a crit and a 100 is a fail.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize.
If
that.
if you're critting, I still get the chance to parry,
You
right?
do not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's the effect of a crit, yeah.
Yeah. So she immediately takes like a half step backwards and whips her sword around above and like cracks it across your brow lightly. And so you're both at 1
Let's go.
point
Let's
now.
go. 1 and 1. All right, so I'm next to her now.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let me look at
It's
something real
weapon
quick.
time. It is.
It's
weapon time.
clobbering time.
So I'm going to.
So you can take aim, you can called shot.
I'm gonna called shot.
Okay.
So that means she can't dodge or parry, right?
Yep.
All right.
But that does take all 3 AP. So it's
It takes
2.
2 AP.
Takes 2, you butt.
2 AP.
I thought
For a
it
called shot.
it'd take 2 to do the
No,
called
you're
shot.
thinking of aim.
Oh, am I having it backwards?
Aim is
Charge.
different.
You could be thinking of charge.
Charge
or
takes all
charge.
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you
shot
with
is
increased
combat.
difficulty.
Okay, yeah.
The GM assigns you target either arms, body, head, or legs of a
Yeah.
foe with the relevant combat skill test.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your.
So,
Yep.
and it's a crit.
Oh my gosh. It is just like blow for blow. You guys are just like beating the shit out of each other. Neither one of you can find the wherewithal to put up a reasonable defense. The attacks are coming so quickly. And she will make a take aim attack.
That only works for ranged.
Did your
No, it
elf
doesn't.
turn
No, you
into
can do aim
Cyclops?
with melee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure?
And you failed that.
Yep, and she even with the take aim, she fails.
All right.
And so
I'm
you
gonna do.
You
I'm gonna
parry
do
it.
one more final. Oh, do I still have to parry it?
No, you don't. It's just
Okay.
narratively, you
All right.
you turn her stave aside, and you can tell that she's like getting a little frustrated. She's like, "Wait a
So
second."
I'm gonna do one more called shot for
Okay.
2 AP, so
Oh,
that I don't have to
right.
worry about
All right.
parry or dodge.
Sure.
Bing bong.
Bam!
Oh my
That's
gosh.
3 points for me.
Yeah. And you whirl your stave around, catch her in the ankle, and she actually like stumbles and loses her footing and falls onto her butt, and she like sits there for a second, and she looks at you and she's like, "That's 3. You
I'm
did
gonna
it."
clap.
And yeah, and all
Good
the
job,
the
Art.
soldiers who
That's
are
good.
watching are like, there's like a stunned silence. And
Well,
then
because
it's
she's like the trainer, right?
yeah, she's like the, and you could tell from like her posture and everything that she's like a duelist. She's a long
Yeah.
sword, this is her thing. And she's like, I am honestly incredibly impressed. I had thought that we would get more than one fight out of this, but I have to say I'm extremely proud. And she'll hold her hand up to have you help her.
And he left.
Then he left, so she just sits there like this.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
He takes the sword and leaves. Who is on
No
your chair?
blood. Boo!
Is
So
that your boyfriend on your chair?
that's my boyfriend. Looks almost
That-
like Keanu
That
Reeves.
looks like a low-res PS2 character.
Yeah, it's PS2 Keanu Reeves.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
It almost looks like never mind.
He was gonna say something racist.
No, that's just in character.
But yeah,
Oh.
I'm still listening. I just
Okay,
had
so
to
she
say-
like reaches out her hand to have you help her up. And do you?
Of course. I
Okay.
outstretch my hand.
So you help her up, and you notice that she's blushing on her face,
Nice.
and she's almost like bashful. And she's like, "Well, you have impressed me more than I expected today, Hart, and you have earned yourself a new sword." And she walks over and pulls it out of the ground. And it's a literal statistical Zweihander.
Nice.
And it's castle forged, which is a quality that you can have for a weapon that makes it basically unruinable.
You gotta give it a name.
Yeah, what are you gonna call that?
Penis Whistler.
It's a pretty good one.
That's reasonable.
It's reasonable.
First of all, you're ridiculous.
You love it.
Ridiculous, Celine.
You didn't even draw blood. I don't want to hear it.
Call it Widow's Wail.
God damn it, yeah.
Widow's Whacker.
Call it Matcha's Kiss.
Call it Heartseeker.
Slayer.
Heart Seeker. HARDT
Oh, yeah.
Seeker.
Heart Seeker.
That's actually really good. I got to do that now.
Oh, what about
Heart Seeker,
Bitches
but spelled
Bane?
like my name.
a Heart
Say
Seeker.
bitches,
You go,
Yeah.
maniac.
Bane.
Or Heart's
Bitches
Bane. Heart's
Bane.
Bane. but spelled
Heart's
like my name.
Bane. All right.
Alright,
Heart's
use
Bane.
half of mine. I think
All right.
Heart's
If I
Bitches
ever
would have
get a
been
sword,
weird.
Bitch's Bane is what I'm gonna name it.
Heart's Bane, just like that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like that.
call it Blush Bane. There you go.
Where's
Blush
my
Bane.
fancy toy?
All right.
Oh.
You have a whole laboratory.
Phineas. Phineas is your fancy
Yeah.
toy.
Trish will be
Phineas is your fancy toy.
And Cody is mine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Trish will be hanging out like in a shadowy place as Hart walks by. And she'll
Arms
just say,
crossed.
Not yeah. Not
Shadow
bad.
covering the face.
Not
For a
bad, loser.
dwarf.
Not bad for a lesser human.
No, she'll just say not bad for a dwarf.
Jesus.
And then Hart runs her through with his new Zweihander.
That's supposed to be better? Is this supposed to be endearing?
Yeah.
Amazing. Everything that
Endearing
Trish
reasonable.
says is endearing, don't you know?
I don't you know, this racial endearment, I'm not feeling it. I'm really
I did really like the I like you despite the fact that you're an elf. Like that's really
Yeah.
The problem is you're an elf, you know. You can't help that, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It makes you a piece of shit, but you're still cool.
yeah.
The problem isn't that you're a human. The problem is that you're a racist, and we're gonna solve it
Yeah.
eventually.
Hey, that's what you
Oh,
know.
we're gonna solve it.
RP games are all about is character
We're-
progression.
We are
Yeah.
going to tear down the institutional racism.
Yeah,
of
we
this.
talked about this.
Yeah, knife to throat style.
Yeah.
Once we have
Having them-
convinced
Trish is
the
from
captain-
Texas.
Hmm I'm
We're
from
gonna
what's this land
Texas.
called?
That's the city she's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city of
Texas.
Texas.
One of the
The
largest
city of
cities of
Texas.
Lumerland. I like that.
Jesus.
So yeah,
Texas of Luminant.
let me look at my notes real quick. All right, a few days pass.
Beauty is from Texas.
And yeah, so more sort of routine stuff. Hart's got his new sword. You do a few more things. Celine goes to the grotto a few times to help Phineas like move shit from the storage basement and like arrange tools and stuff.
Shit. Arrange stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking all this shit
You mean
on
grab the stuff and
Texas,
play
and
with
like
it.
one of the person that's here the most is Tex Grandpa.
Well, yeah, I mean, he knows it. He's aware. So yeah, then
Text
we
Grandpa
we
to
love
tell
you,
me to come
Texas. Just you're a little backwards. on
get your
some
shit
things.
together.
Just get your shit together. yeah.
And so
Get to the
then
modern century.
after a
of
few
thinking.
more days, another runner comes from Captain McCaus, a valet.
Ah,
Is his
Runner.
name Gunner?
Yeah, this one is Gunner Rhodes.
oh,
all of his
Gunner.
valets,
Oh, with your-
Right.
they're all identical twins.
They're all.
I
It's
see.
the goddamn. It's
It's
Professor,
Pokemon.
Nurse Joy.
Yeah, it's
fucking
Nurse Joy.
Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Oh.
So there's Runner Rhodes, Gunner Rhodes, Sunner Rhodes.
Dunmer Roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's definitely gonna end up being the Pikel of this situation.
Summer Road, take me
You knew
home.
they're ready for the first one, then the other one came along. They're like, oh god, I guess we'll just call him Pikel.
Yeah. Dusty
To
Rhodes.
Hotel, where I belong.
And he'll say, the captain wants to see you. Sounded fairly urgent. Get there as soon as you can. Don't worry about official dress or anything. I think he's gonna be sending you out soon.
Oh, I was hoping for that dick in. I mean, what?
And the
Folks, keep that
needs
between us.
urgently.
Keep that between us.
the valet, like, he's like, did I hear that right? And then he like
That-
goes off.
That's on the
You're
DL
right.
letter. Don't worry, I got you.
Didn't
Sleeve.
hear
I think it's gonna pass it
anything.
around, and everyone's gonna know that what's going on.
Yeah.
I got your back.
I want a burrito.
Trish will make her way over to Celine and be like,
I
"Hey,
cannot.
speaking of that, I heard something that might interest you. Do you care to know?"
It depends on what it is. How do I know it's gonna interest me if I don't know what it is?
Well, I said, speaking of, getting the dick from the captain, does that interest you?
Yes. Of course it fucking does. What do you think my motivation is right now?
Why do you think I'm still here? Oh.
Doing good? No, it's.
She's
it's
like, I
getting with the
overheard
captain.
2 soldiers talking about the captain's marital problems
Oh.
with his wife.
He's
Apparently
mad.
things aren't going so well. So do with that information what
Are
you
you a
will.
homewrecker, Celine?
And then she slinks off.
She slinks off.
It's like we're all going to the same place. Rick.
She's
You can walk with
slinking
us if
there.
you want.
But
Yeah.
she's slinking.
You know, for that, I don't think I'll stab you in your sleep this time.
This is the physical act of slinking. It's kind
Yeah.
of like on the slinking.
Yeah.
Both fun for a girl and a boy.
A slinky, a slinky.
All right, so we go and talk to Capitan.
Yeah, so he calls you up to his office. He's got all his maps laid out and everything. And he says, all right, Sash Bears, it's time to go back out. We've got some credible information about work that needs to be done in the Lost Provinces. I keep wanting to call them Lost Sectors. Isn't that like, was that a
It's
game?
Destiny.
Well, that was Destiny. Yeah, okay. So not that, but
We're
Like
actually playing
remembering
Destiny.
things from an age long
Let's
ago.
get,
Yeah.
let's get out our Starfinder books.
yeah. That would be super fun, by the way.
You're right. Actually, I could go for
Starfinder
a
or
Destiny
Destiny
Ski
Yeah.
Starfinder.
That'd be sick.
There's
My
enough
hair's
lore
not
there
quite
that
long enough to
it
give me
has
a
no
mustache.
tenuous connection that you could just do whatever.
Yeah, you just reskin it. I mean, we're playing Zweihander.
Need longer hair.
So he says we've been combining stories from refugees coming across the border. I've been trading doves with the various forts, and we think
Holographic.
three like trading. I see what you did there. We have some credible things that need our attention before we can do anything meaningful in the settlements directly across the border as we advance this mission to retake the Lost Provinces. So we
Are they
have
credible or are they incredible?
they are credible, but they are so outlandish that they had to be verified multiple times. So we have tell of, and he like puts down 3 like dossier things that he's compiled on scrolls. We have tell of a community just across the border near where Fort Bodesville lies. Refugees fleeing from that town have told stories of a tower that mysteriously appeared on the outskirts of town. And since the tower has appeared on the outskirts of town, numerous citizens have fallen ill and died from poisoning. And there are complaints of boogans running about and
Racial term.
wreaking havoc. It sounds like a racist term, but it is in fact a type of orc. So you know
That's a racist term for orcs. Okay, I gotcha.
In the other game, Warhammer, they have the little Gretchens or whatever they call them. And so Boogans are like very small, almost like toddler-sized orc offspring.
But they're not goblins.
They're
This is different.
the distinction is not super clear. So like goblins are kind of their own thing, but
they're similar.
They're similar to Boogan.
Okay.
So Boogan would be
maybe it's a situation where one person ran into like a coyote and another person ran into a coyote somewhere else, and they started calling them different things.
So it's
And they're
similar.
just, these are the same thing, but we just call them different things.
Yeah, and so if you took a goblin and a Boogan and you put them next to each other, you could probably tell the difference.
It's just like Trish, you know, how like goblins and gnomes are like the
yeah, it's all the same.
So it's probably just a gnome out there.
It's a bunch of gnomes wreaking havoc.
Yeah,
not the
I will
boogers.
stab all of you.
And so in that same community, they have also one of the returning outriders came back with a story of their there's supposedly something haunting their cattle disposal like ravine where they would dump all the cow corpses, and so children and farmers are complaining of some beast haunting the cattle disposal
ravine. Seems terrible.
Yeah, so it's
a cow ghost.
So that idea has existed in real life too, where you just have a place where you pile all of the cattle corpses.
Sounds terrible.
It is terrible.
They used to do the same thing with human corpses for a very long time. Most of the Middle Ages,
just mass graves.
It was just a big open grave, and it was usually right next to the church, which was also the city center.
Yeah.
So you would have like Market Square, and then like a stone's throw away, a huge pile of rotting corpses.
Hell yeah, we should do that more. We should go back to that.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think so.
Helps you get perspective.
Yeah, so that's one sort of verifiable story that is coming from across the board.
This is where the butcher is.
The next one is further to the west from where Fort Bodeswell is. There's an area that's not really like a settlement, but it's a vast stretch of like farming homesteads that kind of like collectively call themselves a settlement, but they're very, far apart with farmland between them. And there's stories of some kind of massive creature preying upon travelers and refugees at night. So anybody traveling on the roads in this area of homesteads and farmlands have fallen prey to a giant, some kind of night beast. Yeah, I like that note.
I don't know. These reports are pretty outlandish. Surely they can't be true.
We should just reapers. We don't believe in.
Yeah.
Where's the evidence?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Come on, just because a couple of people said a thing.
Yeah.
I could say a thing. Bigfoot.
What's up?
I was just checking on you.
You're looking all
1,000
sleepy.
yard stare.
And more disturbingly, a family that fled a homestead from the area brought with them a very sick individual that, not to Fort Bodeswell, but to a neighboring fort, Fort Favor. And the individual who ended up being treated at Fort Favor died, but died in a horrific sort of unknown way. A car accident. A fucking semi truck just came through.
Terrible.
Just exploded.
And so the report that Fort Bodeswell received from Fort Favor said that his tongue had been replaced by a spider, and
That won't work the same.
he died and came back and tried to kill the nurse with a like a medical syringe or whatever, and had to be put down.
Sounds like a zombie.
Oh, like a bad pet.
I put nightmare zombie. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and
Sick
Captain
boy
McKay's
dead.
Captain McKay's will be sure to say that when he's describing this, that while he trusts the opinion of the medical staff at Fort Favor, he's tentative to give full credence to the idea of tarantula-mouthed psychos trying to kill staff. He thinks it's more hysteria or something like that.
I
Do
sure
we have
as
to
fuck
solve
hope
all
so.
these things, or like go investigate all of them?
Well, there's only 2.
There's one
But-
more.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
To the third one. We
So-
can probably do them in whatever order, but we are probably wanting to do all of them.
So finally, to the east of Fort Bodeswell comes a request that specifically arrived by Dove, which is the primary form of communication in this area of the world. A lord of a lordly manor to the east of Fort Bodeswell on the other side of the border is hosting numerous refugees at his estate who have fled their town that basically descended into hysteria after the comet fell
Lord request.
and burnt to the ground.
Quad.
And his very he shows you the request from the Lord. It's a very like stately written recounting of an orc's knight, and knight is in parentheses. An orc's knight who is terrorizing the countryside around the estate that's turned into a refugee camp, and he has already killed many actual human knights in trial by combat.
Are we calling him a knight because he's wearing
Well,
some
he
sort of
apparently is doing trial
armor?
by combat, so he
Yeah.
probably is behaving like a knight.
So
Is he wearing armor?
Yeah, he presents himself as a knight. He rides some kind of twisted beast that resembles a horse superficially, but is definitely in no way actually a horse.
Imagine his armor is the same way.
The stories are that he's clad in various patchwork pieces of plate armor that he's stolen from the knights that he's felled in combat. And the Lord requests that somebody do something about this false knight who is killing all of the able-bodied lordly knights and men. And so that's those are the 3. And he asks if you have any questions
I don't know why.
or elaborations.
I don't know why Lord request. This reminds me of DJ request from the goods.
Lord request.
Lord request. Yo, you got a favorite tune? Let's hear it.
And so, when he's showing you on the map, basically Fort Bodeswell is like the middle, and then the one with the tower is like sort of directly north. The one with the spiders is like northwest, and the one with the false knight is northeast. And they're all sort of equidistant, but not perfectly.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just echo what Trish was saying. Is it expected that we get all of these prior to returning, or do you want us to venture out, investigate one of these, and then come back to report?
And he'll like think about it, and he'll say, well, what do you expect to be able to do? As long as things are getting done and you aren't dying out in the the horrible cursed land. You may tackle as many at a time as you wish, but you are always welcome to come back to Fort Bodeswell to lick your wounds and recuperate supplies if needed. There is definitely no expectation that you should leave, solve all of these problems, and then return. But if you wanted to, I suppose, you are welcome to try.
All right. Well, we will see what kind of provisions we can acquire from the individuals that we're helping out, and how far their generosity will get us. If we can avoid dozens of extra days of travel, we will attempt to do so.
All right. So,
If we feel like it, if we get around to it.
he will say
just-
that there are individuals at the fort that you can talk to about these various claims. There are from the town that had the mysterious tower appear. There are some refugees that have camped outside of the fort. The one with the nightmare zombie, you can go and talk to the medical staff here at Fort Bodeswell, who can better interpret the message that was sent over from Fort Favor. And finally, for the last one with the knight, there actually isn't anybody else you can talk to.
There's no one to talk to about the night.
Yeah.
You just gotta go.
So, my sense, personally, is that we should probably try either doing the northwest or the northeast, because that will give us the most flexibility to move to the one in the north after we've accomplished our task, without necessarily needing us to come straight back either way after our second mission. So if we are on a roll, we could just go northwest, northeast, and if we're not, we can just come back and do whatever.
Yeah.
Say we investigate the Orc's Knight first, because that has the least substantiated claims and the least amount of information that we can glean later on.
The least
I think we should try-
substantiated?
Well, yeah, there's no one else we can talk to about it. There's no
Oh, I see what you're saying.
eyewitnesses. Like, we should go check that out before it moves on to another area.
I suppose that's a possibility for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And having a lord on our side would be good. We probably do want to talk to these other folks.
Yeah,
just
free
to
up
hear
the
what they
Lord
have
and
to
be like,
say.
hey, send what guys you can. Let's go take on some mysterious tower or a night beast and a sick boy with a nightmare zombie.
So do we want to split up to go talk to these two groups of people that can give us some extra information here?
Yeah, so Fort Bodeswell medical staff and or refugees from the town with the tower.
Nah, those nerds don't know shit. Let's just go.
So I want to talk to the medical staff. Does anyone want to come with me for that?
All right. So
Okay, just me.
you go to the Fort Bodeswell nurses and doctors, and they regale you with the sort of horrid details of how the Fort Favor medical staff basically said that this guy came in from that farming region to the northeast of northwest of Fort Bodeswell, and came in with his family, and he was extremely sick, basically catatonic, not really responding to any sort of external stimuli, and so they started treating him, and like a day after he arrived, he stopped eating, he wouldn't drink anything, fever spiked really high, seemed to be in a great deal of pain that couldn't really be helped with laudanum or any sort of opium or anything. And finally he passed away in the night. And when they went to check on him and issue the final rites and prepare the body for burial and everything, what the nurse reported was that a large hairy spider emerged from his mouth, and he opened his eyes, so partially emerged from his mouth. He opened his eyes and basically went berserk and started trying to claw and bite with like the spider mandibles the orderly that was attending to him. And finally they were able to subdue him with a blow to the head with a metal medical tray, and were surprised when his skull sort of crumpled like sponge. So instead of being fully, hard and rigid, the blow to the head seemed to have way more effect than you would expect from just sort of hitting someone on the head with a tray. Caved his skull in and crushed a lot of the tissue there and dropped him.
Gross.
So Trisha's special ability is she's at all conversations at once, so she's just listening to this.
She's like,
Yep.
Gross. So it sounds like this bite deossified his bones?
At least his skull is what the Fort Favor people are saying.
See, like... I guess
Well,
I'm
at least
not
those
gonna
sound
get
like
sure if it's a
super
no,
easy enemies. There's like fucking just stop it. And
Just
they're
melt
dead.
the bone.
Yeah.
Done. Problem solved.
Got him.
I think we should make Nate go talk to the tower people.
Hey Nate, do you want to talk to the refugees from the town that had the tower
good.
up here?
That was pretty good.
like
Sleepy Nate.
magical carrying towers.
So
Go talk to them. I'll talk to these motherfuckers and just go, so did they do this? No, I mean, what about this? No?
So the town that the refugees fled from is called Metzger, which is a name that you might remember from when we first played this campaign. But
I don't remember that far back.
yeah, I mean that was a long time ago.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Ah!
So basically the story goes that at one point after the meteor fell, there was a few months later, there was a very loud crashing noise from a good distance outside of the town. And when people went to investigate it, they found that a tower had appeared sort of in this like clearing in the forest outside of town, which is, some fucky chaos shit. And so they were obviously very unhappy and went to investigate. And immediately upon trying to figure out like who was in the tower or whatever, they were beset upon by boogans, which are sort of miniature orcs that
We're
are
pretty sure they're goblins.
they're barely
like goblins, but they're not.
yeah, they're barely intelligent. They are just like sadistically cruel and comically
There's a lot happening in this chat right now.
comically
A lot like
ridiculous. And so the people were repelled by a they described it as a wave of boogans coming from the tower.
A wave of boogans.
A wave
And
of boo.
what happened later is that anybody who was at the tower died a few days later from poisoning. So they were eating a meal in their home, or they had gotten some food from the market or whatever, and dropped dead from very stereotypical mushroom red cap poisoning.
I know what happened. Case closed. They were fucking the boogans.
Ah,
Case closed.
you should go tell the captain. He'll be interested
The
in.
lien is on the case.
Yeah. And so
Celine's like, well, I know what I would do.
Should
some
not fuck the boogans.
some especially superstitious individuals
Wow,
in the
they're basically your
community
kin.
seem to think that the appearance of the tower and the Boogans and the death of the people is somehow connected to this haunted cattle depository. So basically, Metzger being a primarily ranching town where they would raise a lot of cows, they had to have a place to dispose of the bodies of the cows that died from disease or whatever. And so they would just dump them in this ravine outside of town and let them decompose naturally. But when the star fell, the whole host of their cattle started showing horrendous mutations and diseases and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they had to dump tons and tons and tons of these horribly disfigured cattle corpses into this pit. And now some of the villagers are claiming that it is haunted and that there's a monster there or something. And so they're connecting, apples to oranges, that the haunting of the cattle pit has brought the tower and the curse of the Boogans, and so they're this is and Macias told you previously that an outrider had visited the town and collected some of these stories as well.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
why didn't he do something about it while he was there?
Because he's one dude,
We're like 4.
but you're 4 special dudes.
Like
Special
the way
meaning
that
expendable.
that's like
Yeah.
special as in like
Misspelled
short
something
bus.
here.
Yeah, the outrider has to giddy up to other places. So yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the extra information for the town of Metzger and its mysterious tower. And yeah, you're welcome to pick whichever that you would like to pursue. You are welcome to provision yourself how you see fit. You have a writ from the captain to request necessary materials for your travel.
I'd say we go to the tower and we get a lot of dynamite. Blow that thing the
Dynamite
fuck
doesn't
up.
exist, but black powder
Black
and
powder.
Bombs.
those kind of
There we go.
explosives do exist.
Nate, if you want to go requisition some more magic supplies for us,
From me.
if you can get me a tuning fork, that would be appreciated.
I can try, no guarantee.
I will go and acquire us.
I also would like a tuna
Best
fork.
estimate, how much food would it take for us just on if we were going to go to a location and straight back?
So it depends on where you're going.
I thought you said they were all roughly equidistant.
Yeah, so like the closest would be the one to the north. And that would
Okay.
be like a day's travel there and a day's travel back if you're walking on the road. The other two will be a little bit farther because you're gonna have to do some like off-roading and back trail stuff. So they would both be roughly 2 days travel there, 2 days travel back.
And from each other,
So then it would
If
be like if you went north, it would be a day, and then east or west would be a day, and then
okay. So this is more of a Y shape than I was getting.
yeah,
So it's due, big point, due, and each one of these lines is roughly a day from
yeah,
one another.
basically like that. And then
And
if you were
hypotenuse is like
Yeah,
this is 2
it's like 2 days roughly. Yeah, you got it. The Triforce of Power.
Yeah. So yeah, in that case, I think we should just go to this mysterious tower because it's basically along the way.
Mm-hmm.
From whichever place we want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will get us I'll say if I can get us each 4 days of rations each, and assume that if we need more than that, we can requisition it from the people that we're helping out.
Okay.
That sound reasonable to everyone present?
Yeah.
So if you try for 4, I'm gonna need a social roll of some kind with Dorn.
That's a
Sure.
butthole.
This guy is a butthole. Hey Dorn, you stupid bastard. That's a charm check?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Can I make a leadership check for this to assert my dominance?
No.
Okay. I will say, hey, we're gonna be out in the field for a few days. We'd really appreciate it if we could get 16 rations, so that we can have approximately 4 safe days out in the field. Hey!
And all right, so normally
I was so polite.
normally you would like recover peril or whatever for getting a crit. Let's see. So he hands you the packs of rations, and he looks you in the eye, and he says, you know, he's got like a deep gravelly voice. If you want me to like you a little bit more, I'm gonna need something in return. If
you can't have my cats.
He's like, if you sash bearers, and he says it with venom in his voice.
You want us to pick us up some quality ingredients?
If you're out there and you see something that you think might make a good meal, might provide some needed relief to these terrified men out here, you bring it back, maybe you can make me a slightly happier man. And he'll shove the food to you and go back to what he's doing in the kitchen with his underlings scurrying around in terror.
In the exact same tone as last time I was here, I'm gonna go, thank you!
And he pays no heed to your pleasantness.
Alright. And I will go back to where we were meeting up, and I'll wait for everyone else.
Alright, so does anybody want to grab anything? I guess Nate would need magical things. Jordan,
Magic, and I want to go to the quartermaster. For
yeah,
something.
and Trish is
Trish,
javelinless.
Oh yeah, I
Currently.
gotta grab all my throwy things.
Yeah. So she'll provide you with 3 javelins again, and
I'll lose them this time.
yeah. What else did you have? Javelins,
A
crossbow.
light crossbow.
Mm-hmm. Did you shoot any crossbow bolts last time?
Yeah,
I
one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get 1 bolt. 3. I'm not even sure where to keep track of ammo on here.
I would just put it in trappings.
Yeah, it has to go in trappings. The inventory UI is not great.
Yeah, it's a little cumbersome. So Nate, you're searching for magical resources, and you go to Phineas, and he's like, I heard you're going out.
Hell yeah, we is gonna go investigate some special weird going-ons.
It's like, well, I suppose you're gonna need some reagents for your spells, right? You and your priestly friend. What is it that I can?
The girl needs a tuning fork. She keeps
like,
wanting
aha!
that one.
We've just got a shipment of tuning forks in, and he'll go and grab one.
I want
and
a
hand it
tuning
Opens
to you.
fork.
crate. There are 120 tuning forks.
Yeah, he's like, I only had one before, but
But
no,
we got a
he's-
shipment in, so
Yeah.
now we've got a whole
it's like
fucking shipment.
it's like a small container of tuning forks.
Small shipping container.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a pallet of fucking tuning forks from Costco.
Yeah, we set these up around the borders so that if we get any big magic, we just run down the row
Ding
hitting
ding
them.
ding 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 ding.
We actually have hired a bunch of orchestra people.
Yeah,
we don't know if it's gonna
percussionists.
help, but we think it might.
Yeah, I like that. Anything else that you're looking for?
Yes.
Celine?
I need magic missile. Give me silver darts.
Silver darts. He'll slide 6 silver darts across to you.
Fuck yeah, Phineas. You know what I'm talking about, bro.
You are gonna fuck Phineas. Oh, I know what the ladies like.
You are the man, Phineas. I appreciate you and your magical know-hows. You get it. You just get it.
I understand.
earnest
Reagents
Celine
are as precious as gold to a spellcaster.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
like
You guys stare at each other's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phineas.
He's like, all right, back to work.
Weird
See ya.
energy going on there.
Some weird energy.
So,
Trish
then
will,
I'll
Trish
head
will
off
say
to
from the corner of the
quartermaster.
room that you had no idea she was
She's
there
just
until she
always
said
she's
something.
just always there, like
Yeah.
skulking.
How do you do this?
Weird energy you got going on.
Yeah, so does anybody, again, provisions, you have your armor that you had previously. There shouldn't be anything that you really need to change on your character sheet besides Topher's new sword. So it is a Zweihander. It's got, I think it's got powerful
the
and
name of the game.
and punishing, so it deals extra damage, and you can like push people around.
Should have named it Daddy.
He named it Heart Seeker, right?
Heartsbane.
Heartsbane, yeah.
Heartsbane.
It's a good name. Someone is gonna kill you with that sword, and then they're gonna be like, "Aha!"
Aha!
an apt name, I might say, good sir. You're gonna get
Good
killed
on
by
ya.
a posh motherfucker.
Yeah.
It has powerful and what?
Fuck. I should look before I just make things up.
Punishing.
It definitely has punishing, so it deals
Powerful and punishing.
extra
Like I
damage.
said, you should have named it Daddy.
Are we using the
Okay.
optional rules?
I would like to use the optional damage rules.
Oh, and it's Castle
I've been
Forged.
doing.
Whoa,
If you
did
don't
we
have
just
that.
get hosted or something?
Did we?
I don't
Did we
know.
get
We just
raided?
have
It doesn't
people all of a
say.
sudden.
It's not accurate. You gotta remember that.
No, that's true. It just
No one
suddenly
knows how many
I
people
saw
are
a big
watching.
surge.
Could be 2,
Yeah.
could be 500. Somewhere in that range, though.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't think we.
Yeah, you
gotta-
said it was Castle Forged.
Yeah, so Castle Forge means it can't be ruined. Trappings, weapons.
It's all Pastel Angels doing.
So Castle Forge means cannot be ruined. And it costs 3 times more than a regular Zweihander, but that's not super important.
So you can
You should
sell
sell it.
Just
Yeah.
sell it. Be like,
Sell it
just
to
go
the
back to
orcs.
Matcha and be like, actually, you can have it back for 3 times the cost. Okay, so it has
I'll
punishing,
take a bunch of light crossbows, please.
reach, and slow. And according to the special damage rules, it will deal your combat bonus +3 plus a d6.
Do you have the optional damage rules for?
I sure do. I have them all right here.
Do you have it for the Woodsman? Is that any different?
Let's see. Simple melee. It is not. It is only your combat bonus.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Not even a +1. That's.
I get
No.
a +1 because I have adaptable. It's a one-handed weapon that I can use two-handed.
My bow gets +1.
So how do I put that on the sheet? You said combat bonus +3 plus a d6. Where do I put? Because it's got fields for damage and damage modifier also.
Damage modifier would be where you put +3.
Yeah, and then the damage you would put a d6 because it already automatically rolls
Yeah.
a d6, even though it doesn't say that. So that would be your 2d6 because punishing.
Yeah.
So
So damage 1d6, damage modifier 3.
Yeah.
And then your combat bonus, you said, Hunter?
Yeah.
Which you set that right.
Yeah,
it
you
should. Yeah, it should be like, what bonus do you want to deal damage with?
Oh, yep. So.
Well,
You have
he's
to expand it,
figuring
but-
that out. I also want to go and I want to find Cody,
Yeah.
and I am going to give him the prayer box,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say I'm gonna be out on a mission for probably the better part of a week, maybe
Yeah.
a little bit longer. I might be back intermittently. Meanwhile, it's up to you to be the rock for the rest of these guys. You've got your prayer list of folks that we want to keep in mind, and you know what? I'm gonna pull out a piece of scrap paper and charcoal and scribble my name on one of them. Go ahead and include me in those.
And he'd be
Well,
like,
I
well,
can't read.
I can't read.
Oh, damn it, Cody! You stupid son of a bitch!
Fucking illiterate.
Well, give it to Fat Joe. Fat Joe can read.
And he'll shake his head and be like, "Oh, we'll be thinking about you. Be safe out there."
Hands over to
And
Fat Joe. He's just like a regular guy. It's like, why do you guys
Please
keep
stop
calling me
calling me
that?
Fat Joe.
Please stop calling me that.
I'll put on a brave face and say, we're just gonna go kill some nightmare beast or something. We should be back soon.
Trish's gonna be in the background. We're probably gonna die.
we're definitely dead.
Can you
Trish,
stop with the
just
negativity?
being
For
everywhere.
a moment, okay?
Yeah.
We don't need it. We don't need it. I promise. We've got enough. We're fine.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so is there anything else that anybody would like to attend to before setting out on the road again? Can't wait to be on the road again.
Donkey. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
A donkey?
Yeah.
Donkey?
I want to go to the quartermaster. I need to restock on arrows.
Okay.
I want a hammer, a dagger,
Okay.
pliers, and mortar and pestle.
All right.
He's gonna be pulling some fucking teeth.
Yeah, so she will look at you weird, but give you everything you want.
Hey,
That's
This is all
actually
in my
how
head.
my relationship with my girlfriend works. if you're ever curious.
She's like, all right, I guess.
And then she gives me whatever I want.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, God.
I hope my mom's not watching.
I actually texted her earlier to let her know, so she probably
No,
is.
she does watch it, but I think
Oh,
it's
hell
probably
yeah.
past her bedtime.
Hell yeah. Cody's mom.
that's funny.
Hell yeah, Cody's mom.
I think I don't need anything else.
All right. Well, if the Sash bearers are ready to roll out,
Open the
Autobot,
gate!
roll out.
we should do a self-assessment and see if this is where we want to stop for the night, because it
We
is
should keep
it
going.
is 12:20.
I don't give a shit.
We can keep going for a little bit
shoot.
longer, or we can call it.
Nate's
It's,
got goldfish. He's ready to go. I was a little
about-
worried about Nate earlier.
It's about 40 minutes from the standard end time, yeah?
So yeah, it would be our
Well,
end time is
Hey,
1.
Let's keep going.
Oh, yeah, because it's 12.
Yeah, 1 real time, not your fake whatever time.
Yeah, loser.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
So-
good to go a little bit more.
okay, so our decree is generally we want to stop at or before 1. And so if we come to a point, we can be like, hey, we should stop here. But if you guys want to keep going for a little bit, we can travel onwards to Metzger.
Sure.
We'll travel onwards.
All right. So the travel is uneventful. It is all on a road. You're literally just following the road
Just will
north.
say it's quiet.
It's too quiet.
quiet.
You get shot. All of you simultaneously.
Bunch of
No,
silence.
just Trish
Yeah.
for saying it.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Shit,
son
you
of-
realized it's quiet.
Yeah. She knows. Take her out.
You all simultaneously feel a sharp pain in the back of your neck,
Yeah.
and then you wake up in the middle of a cart together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you're
shit.
finally awake. You were caught trying to cross the border.
Poor Steve.
Horse
That's
thief.
how the game already started. Like, so we're just like
Yeah.
restarting.
Yeah.
It's
Use all the
Skyrimception.
XP you gained.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that's the most accurate Skyrim experience, right? Playing for about 10 levels and then making a
And
new
making
character.
a new character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, it's a fairly leisurely walk. It's a fairly nice summer day by the time you get going.
Can I make scrutinize check for a scythe?
Oh yeah, no, just normal percentile, right?
Oh, that's what, right. It was more luck than
Yeah,
anything.
it's just a luck thing.
Just gonna like look for a scythe on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean it's farming communities.
People are just like, fuck this scythe.
All right, so
Good roll.
you find a scythe on an
Okay.
abandoned cart as you're walking along the road, and there's a cart that looks like it's been partially like burned a little bit, and there's kind of like shit scattered all around, but there is just in the back of the cart a regular ass farmer's scythe
Cool.
that was left in the debris.
Now I know that
find-
this is not a thing that is real, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I want to make a scrutinize check to figure out what happened here,
Okay.
because I know this is a random encounter you're not at all prepared for, but I'm really interested in it now.
Yeah, go for it.
This burnt out, abandoned cart.
All right, so on closer inspection, it appears that the source of the fire that burned the cloth covering of the cart, so think like kind of like a pilgrim sort of, not pilgrim, like, oh my god, I just like lost
Pioneer.
Pioneer. What's that game? Oregon Trail? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just lost like all of my third grade education for a second there. Yeah, it's like an Oregon Trail cart, and it was clearly ambushed by individuals who were shooting flaming arrows, because you can see in the cart where arrows had impacted, and then the blackened wood and completely burned cloth covering. It was started from there.
Wow.
There are no animals at the cart. There's no animal corpses. There's no human corpses. So either
Insect corpses.
there's a single dead cicada sitting
a single dead cicada.
sitting on the bench.
That was
of
my
the cart.
band name in high
I was
school.
gonna say, single dead cicada is an awesome band name.
All right, I need to figure out what killed this cicada.
Shit,
So you
good.
can tell your
scrutinize it.
extensive invertebrate medical knowledge indicates that because cicadas the way that they breathe is through passive gas exchange through holes
yeah,
in their
yeah.
exoskeleton, that smoke actually killed the cicada.
Smoke inhalation.
Yeah, because in the same way that you can pacify bees with smoke, you can overdo it and kill insects with too much smoke.
So, and a matter of
Big brain
respect, just like
stuff.
where you like close the eyes. Of
You
a dead
just
person,
like
it's gonna-
fold the wings or something like. Rest in peace, brother.
I have a lot of
gonna walk-
experience healing
Yeah.
invertebrates
Where did
because
the
I used
smoke-
to heal humans in the woods. So
Was the
Really?
smoke like
thing.
from
Jesus.
the hellfires of the Underdark, or
no,
No,
they were
just-
shot with bows.
Yeah, just the burning cart.
So
Oh, just
Celine's
a
gonna
brain
come
fart
up
episode.
and hit. She's
Smash
going
the
to
cicada.
smash the cicada with the hammer.
why?
And be
Um,
like, "Here you go now.
She sees.
There are bandits in these here woods. Be careful.
Fair.
Good for them. Let's go. They'll die.
You don't want to get
Fucking
hit with
fair.
fire arrows, so keep your
They
eyes
don't
open.
want to get hit with the magic missile. I got a lot
You're
now.
right.
Let's go.
We're going on a lot of missions. Just be careful.
Doesn't matter.
It's too
All right.
dangerous to go alone. Here,
So
take
as
this.
you-
I'll give you another cicada corpse.
It's just like
Thank you.
cicadas in your pocket.
Is that an abundant?
It is not an alchemical reagent.
But it
That's
is
how you
abundant.
try.
You just pop it in your mouth.
Crunch, crunch.
So it's a suspiciously calm and fairly relaxing walk.
Which one are we heading to again?
The one in the middle, the town Metzger, where the tower appeared.
Okay, that's on the
Is that the
right.
one with the knight,
Whoa!
or is this the zombie one?
This is the one with the tower and the haunted cattle pit. And so,
okay.
And the Boogans.
yeah, so if you look at our notes, this is the one directly to the
This
north.
definitely seems like the most dangerous one, but you know.
And then this one's to the northwest and this one's to the northeast. And they're not, again, they're not arranged correctly. Because, like, this is obviously not, this would be northwest, right? And this would be northeast and this would be north. But
That's what those symbols. I was
yeah,
trying to
so
figure out what
these
those
are
symbols underneath
letters.
meant.
This is an
Like, what is like the wave underneath?
I
that line?
love this excellently shorthanded northwest. That's literally just like a squiggle NW.
Yeah, it's something.
You guys
Um
mocking me? I don't appreciate it.
It just looks like, you know, like glyphs or something. you
yeah,
know?
he's
Yeah.
writing ancient runes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you do maps.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ask Hart. He's got all the maps.
I'm a cartographer.
Are you silent?
I'm
though?
surprised you could say the word cartographer, Hart.
I'm a cartographer.
Wow. Did he just call you dumb, Heart?
Big
Did she just
cartographer.
call
The
you?
only
That
reason I
sounded-
know how to say it is because it starts with my name.
That sounded
Oh,
racially charged.
No, it's not heartographer.
No, I'm a cartographer.
I'm a
Oh, okay.
heartographer.
You can
I'm a
only draw
heartographer.
pictures of yourself. That actually
It's
makes
just
a lot
like,
more sense.
Look, it's a heart.
it just
Turns
fucking
into
stick
Groot at some
figure.
point. I'm Heart.
Yeah.
He already is that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Every day,
little
all
bit.
the time.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yeah, so the stroll into this cursed land doesn't seem
It's
super
pleasant.
cursed. Yeah, it's like you're like, oh man, besides the sort of haunting glow on the horizon of where the star fell and the
So
and the
this place is pretty nice. I
yeah,
think.
like
Look
the
here.
brooding clouds of smog and everything. Generally where you are is pretty nice. It's pastoral, like farmland interspersed with like well-managed woods, and you're just following this fairly major road to the north. And after a few hours of walking, you will be able to see in the distance the town of Metzger, which is a fairly decently sized town. Again, this is all pretty rural, but Metzger would be where all of the ranchers would bring their livestock for the big like markets and trading days. And so it's a primarily agricultural town. It's probably at its height was a few hundred people living there permanently. Obviously swelling a great deal when everybody is in town for the market to sell livestock and things like that.
Happened to me once.
And I think he said that happened to me once.
I did.
Yeah, when he swelled when people were in town to sell their livestock.
I'm Hart.
I'm Hart. And yeah, so you basically just walk right up to the town because the road just leads directly there. And you can tell that there are people still living here, but there are a lot of like abandoned houses or boarded up or, you know, just left open or whatever, of people who have fled since the star fell. And
It seems too bad here. What if we just like moved here and just like never went back?
so, yeah, just
To the
run
prison
away.
floor.
Yeah.
You know,
I
if
suppose
it's like a
nothing would
day's
stop
travel,
us.
they'd probably find us.
Yeah, but if we're dead,
And I don't know about you, but I got goals. Good goals.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's trying to fuck the
banging
captain.
The captain.
That's
Yeah,
fair,
fucking the captain.
Like
It's a
banging the
wholesome
cap.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter's gonna use that. It's one of those like character want versus character need situations.
Yeah.
To really
Just
develop.
keep him motivated.
Say it's the want, but it could become a need.
Yeah, so in the middle of the town, there is clearly a giant space that would be the livestock market if it were in season. So it's like huge open paddocks and everything where people could lead their livestock in to show and bid and everything. And it's dominated by a giant sort
Dominatrix.
of like
Cat.
butcher house / tavern thing that connects to all of the various paddocks and everything. And as you're walking through town, you do notice that people are noticing you. So like people will like look out their windows, or a door will open.
You said this was like a super rural area?
It is very rural, and this town would, again, at its height, have a few hundred people living there.
So they don't get a lot of strangers.
Yeah, and definitely not a lot of strangers
I mean, a couple
these
hundred
days.
people for a low tech.
Basically, they know
civilization.
everybody that's in
Pretty
town.
good.
Yeah, so they would.
Everybody
they
knows
would,
everybody.
Yeah, and definitely like hardly anybody coming from the south, because like the vast majority of travel is people fleeing south, because of the falling of the star and everything.
Right.
And so
Sure.
it's very weird for a group of people to walk in from the road to Lumerlin.
Wouldn't it be weirder if we came from the north, though?
That would be confusing and a lot of work. But you probably would attract less attention because there's more Voshek Tadberg to the north, whereas to the south it's only Lumerlin. And so you'll see like people will like run up ahead of you. Kids are excited about visitors and everything, and you've kind of got this like small crowd following at a relative distance behind you. Get the fuck out of my water, bro. He just put his hand in my water. Like, can you not do that?
Yeah, he's getting a
He's-
taste.
He's
He's
conditioned
like,
you.
I'm
He's conditioned you to like just love the taste of his
of
paws
cat paw.
and his hair.
Yeah, so you reach
We
this
get a dip of this shit. Mm.
yeah, this like
Jesus.
enormous like tavern / slaughterhouse / like cattle trading auction house that
Like you usually have.
yeah, that it dominates the middle of this town where all of the empty paddocks and everything are sitting. Please stop. I asked nicely. Actually, I didn't, but
Just beat him.
and standing on the porch of the town is the porch of the building in the middle of the town.
The town porch.
Just the town-wide porch is a group of adult men looking very serious and surly, and there's like a crowd of young kids behind you.
I asked them why so serious.
Kids.
Well, like kids and young people, and they're just like, you can hear them like whispering to each other and like laughing, and every so often one of them will like run up ahead to go and tell an adult or whatever.
Elaine looks very nervous with the kids around.
Why? What are you so scared about kids for?
Because they're the same height as her. I don't know. It scares her.
They can beat her up.
Are you asking her?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Look, you may not realize it, but children are a threat. Do not underestimate them.
Celine, were you bullied as a kid?
Listen here.
I think
Were
she
you
was
bullied as
bullied.
an adult?
She was bullied as an
I will
adult.
break their fingers.
Maybe
That's fair.
you just don't talk to the kids for now.
Look, you just keep them away from me.
I guess we make our way towards the inn then?
I mean,
Yeah,
Slim
so
basically
they-
still looks
Conniving.
like a child, so
They will call out to you as you approach.
Approach.
One of the guys on the front of the inn will be like, "Hail, travelers!
Hail, townsman!
What brings you to Metzger?"
We're the Sash bearers. We are
Yeah.
the Sash
Crimson
bearers.
Sash bears.
Scarlet Sash
Scarlet.
bearers.
And he'll be
We are
like,
here on military aid mission to help handle the concerns you've had of late.
and he'll like put his hands on his hips, and he's a pretty large dude with a butcher's apron on. And he'll be like, concerns? What concerns have we here in Metzger? And then another person will lean in and be like, kind of like whisper sort of loudly in his ear. And he'll look at them and be like, not now, not right now.
Can we see the tower from here?
You cannot. So as you were walking in, you did see...
that would have been really good.
Just like...
just to be like, well, I thought it might be that. Yeah.
No.
I'll say, Boogan Troubles, stories of a phantom tower of some kind.
And he'll look angry, and he'll like cast a sort of a glare at the man to his side that whispered to in his ear. And he's like, well, I suppose word travels fast, even when we don't get many travelers in this part.
We're here to help, sir.
Help how?
Well,
we're
kill
cannon
Boogans.
fodder.
We're not cannon fodder, Trish.
We'll just die.
We killed orcs. We've killed harpies. We have this motherfucker has a castle forged Zweihander, and we've come to help solve some problems.
Or most likely die trying.
And God, the negativity out of you. One more time, and I'm gonna go get the bucket. I swear.
Yeah. Don't make me get the bucket.
Tongue at you.
Mom.
And he'll
beer, Mom.
He'll like kind of glare at the four of you. Be like, why would you want to help us?
We don't. We're forced to.
We're under duress. Can we please live?
Can you take him out like for a walk or something? Or
regardless of the honest answer that she just gave, we are here to help.
We are a part of the military. We've been ordered to come and assist you. The Lumerland military has a vested interest in keeping you safe and taking care of the issues of chaos in your region.
Lumerland. Interesting.
Can hardly say you're really part of Voshek Tavern. God, that's a hard name for me to say. Voshek Tavern?
Tadberg.
Voshek Tadberg anymore, considering, as far as we all know, every ruling member of the government has been obliterated in space fire.
And you're like, well, I suppose that's a reasonable assumption. We certainly haven't received any aid from the capitals since, that happened. And we really aren't in any position to refuse help, even if it comes walking into town randomly wearing ridiculous red cloths.
Wow, ridiculous.
At least I'm not the one with kids.
Some people like kids, Celine.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Nobody likes kids.
I promise.
Kids can't be trusted. No one likes them.
Despite the attitude, we are absolutely here to solve problems and not cause them. I'm doing my best.
Sure should be like, I'm with Celine. I don't know how you could trust someone so small.
I will stab you in your sleeve.
That seems like more of an argument against the children, Trish. I've got to say.
Yeah, so I'm with Celine against...
sorry. How do you trust Celine? She's so small.
You're all gonna die.
Can you... So
I did update my height. I'm only 5'4" now.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So...
It's my secret. My deep, dark secret.
Have you at all tried looking into this mysterious tower? Is there a door?
Here's what we know. At some point, about a week and a half ago, the tower appeared. It's just a little bit northwest of town. You can walk there in 15 minutes. It's nestled in a small clearing surrounded by trees. It's never been there before. We don't know where it came from. There was definitely quite the loud noise when it appeared. And when we sent men out to investigate, they were beset upon
Oh, the poison was from here. Yeah.
by a horrible mutant
Oh,
boogans.
I thought the poison was where those people were.
And so yeah, when the people were repelled from the tower by the boogans, anybody who was there died a few days later of being poisoned.
Can I make a folklore check
Yes.
to see if boogans like carry disease or poisoned weapons?
Can I make an education check?
Yes.
I'm also gonna make a folklore check.
Ooh,
I got an education check.
There you go.
Critical
yeah.
success. God, I am critting left and right.
Well, I guess
So, you know that all varieties of orcs have a proclivity or a certain attraction to fungus.
wasted 14.
And that boogans especially are very adept at locating poisonous mushrooms. And in the great orc wars of the past, where humans have fought against, war hordes or whatever, boogans are well known for wreaking havoc among army encampments by running amok in the encampment and throwing poisonous mushrooms into cooking pots or sprinkling them into rations or whatever. And so this sort of behavior doesn't surprise you. You're like, oh, okay, so the boogans got pissed off at the people and are somehow coming into town and poisoning them without the people being very aware of it or able to stop it.
Okay.
And so they'll describe to you like, oh yeah, they eat a meal and a few hours later they fall dead stiff as a doornail. And that very much reminds you of classic red cap mushroom poisoning. So the stereotypical like red with white spots mushroom.
Yeah. So I will explain to them. So the way boogans work, they like to poison people. They go in and slip it in your food, your cooking pots and whatnot. So they may have slipped it into their rations or something. But you guys should be more careful about like food, anything you leave unattended or stored away, because they will try and throw poisonous mushrooms in it. So make sure you're checking before what you're eating, basically.
Yeah, and he'll nod his
Wow,
head
man.
and be like, ever since that started happening, we've been holding communal meals here at the tavern at the center of town. We've decided that it's no longer safe for people
Smart.
individually
Have everyone eat
to
out of the same thing, so it's easier to poison everyone.
And so as long as we closely guard our food as a group, we can help reduce the chances.
has that stopped the problem?
It has stopped the problem.
But it's not a permanent.
But we
solution
haven't
by
also. Nobody has gone to the tower for a few days, and so it was very clear that the only people so far who have died from poisoning have gone to the tower and been repelled or interacted in some way with the boogans.
Follow-up question: where is this corpse disposal ravine?
And he'll like look and be like, nobody mentioned the cow pit. What are you talking about the cow pit for?
Well, there were rumors about hauntings at this cow pit. Now, I don't know anything about hauntings, but I do know that decaying bodies do tend to produce and attract fungus.
And he'll narrow his eyes and be like, cow pit ain't haunted. It's a bunch of kid stories. One kid goes out there and claims to be attacked by some kind of monster or something. And I mean, you're welcome to go look. I don't think that.
Oh, I'm gonna.
And
Do you know if there are any caves out there?
he'll
Nose of cave.
from behind him, a girl will step forward, almost like she like pushes him out of the way, and she's maybe like 14-ish, and she'll be like, "I'll tell you what's going on here," and you can tell that
Oh god.
the guy who was originally talking, he looks kind of taken aback and immediately annoyed. And he'll say, or the girl will say, "It's pretty simple. There's a witch in the tower. She's the mom of the Boogans. She came here for the cow pit monster." And the butcher guy will be like, "Stop it. Just quit with your stories." And she'll like resist against him and be like,
No. Let her speak.
No,
She's
I
got
want
a
to hear.
point.
I want to hear about this.
and he'll very reluctantly like let go of her.
She's probably
she'll
smarter
be-
than all of you guys.
She'll be like, "When you go to the tower and you attack the Boogans and you harass them, they come to town and they put poison in your food. That's obvious. But they're not here to harass us on purpose. I saw the witch come down from the tower with her Boogans, and she went to the cow pit, and she wants something to do with the monster."
So this witch you saw, was it long, pointed nose, big pokey hat?
Oh, no. She like makes a stereotypical like buff man like pose. It's like,
Okay.
she's big.
Was she tall
Swole,
She's
bro.
real tall.
and green?
Maybe a little green.
Orc witch, maybe?
And then and the crowd will like
Not
ripple
there,
with like,
witch at
"Orcs! Oh no, orcs in these parts."
No, don't panic, don't panic. If it is just one, we should be more than capable of handling it. Now this cave beast down there, or this cow pit beast. What do you know about that? Have you ever seen that one?
I haven't seen the cow pit monster. I know the witch did. I was able to see her. I followed her and the Boogans, but I couldn't see in the pit, you know. But she was talking to it.
No, she was talking to something.
Yeah, she was talking to the cow pit monster.
Could you hear anything that they were saying?
She's talks kind of weird. Kind of squealy, kind of like a sow.
Pig?
Yeah,
Like a
sow
pig?
ready to
Yep.
have piglets.
Okay.
But she mentioned something about the shadows and something about shit, where did I write this down? Oh, she mentioned something about having a heart like mine. I don't know. She was really rambling.
She wants your heart.
Can I make a scrutinize check to see how much of this seems like the kid knows what they're saying or how much of it
Yeah.
is them
Sure.
filling in details?
She's like stone-faced telling you the truth.
Okay.
She's like,
There's no hyperbole.
No,
here.
she's like, I was watching. She's like Little House on the Prairie, just like straight talking, no nonsense.
She's like the little girl from Game of Thrones that becomes the little lady.
Oh, the Bear Mountain. Or
Yeah.
Bear Island.
yeah. She's like, I
Lady
was
Mormon.
there. I followed them. I was listening to what she said, but it was really hard to make it out. But she was talking about hearts and how your heart's like my heart, and talking to the Boogans about what they needed to do, and she wasn't happy about it, and they left and went back to the tower.
All right. Well,
Did
this
you
has
hear
been.
what they said they needed to do?
Something about getting the heart and getting out of here, and it was, I don't know.
This has been very enlightening. What's your name, little girl?
My name is
Nathan.
Penelope.
Nathan.
I'm not gonna have our names. Every NPC can have our names.
Yeah,
Sorry,
every
Cody.
character.
Just
name's
every
Cody.
NPC is named Cody.
My name's Misha.
Misha. I think that you are incredibly brave, Misha, and maybe just a little bit stupid. But any person worth their salt who's ever been in a lick of danger will tell you right now that there is only the finest line between brave and stupid. So you keep trying to toe that line as
And
best you can.
She kind of straightens her back and is proud at everything you just said, versus insulted in any way.
Now,
Well, that's good.
I think what we're gonna do, the four of us, is we're gonna go have a look for this cow pit monster. See what we can find, and one way or another, we're gonna get rid of this orc witch for you. Orcs witch for you.
Orcs.
And the guy will step forward again. He'll be like, I don't know anything about no orcs. I don't know anything about no cow pit monster. But if you can help my people deal with these boogans and stop getting poisoned, then you've got my eternal gratitude and maybe some kind of reward if we can muster it up.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll see what
burn
we
that
can
bridge when we get to it.
scrounge up and handle, and we'll be back with any information that we have, and maybe if we're lucky, the heads of some monsters.
Next time on Zweihander Z.
Before we go,
Yeah.
I want to cast Witch Sight.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at all these people and all their stuff.
Or maybe next time the monsters will have our heads.
Hopefully. Then I get 20.
Maybe we'll come back with some monster heads. Cut to, it's just like our
Failed the
decapitated
first
heads.
time.
Okay. You can
Try
try again.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Failed the second time.
What are you losing when you fail?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh,
It's
which
just
side?
my
Okay.
fail. Ah, there we
As long as
go.
you don't crit fail.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then
exactly.
she's blinded for a whole day if she crit
24
fails.
hours, yeah. Okay.
So you're looking around, and everything is basically mundane in the town. There's no
People too.
no individual that really sticks out to you as like wrapped in the winds of magic.
Simple ass people.
But there is both to like where they were like the towers over there, and where they were like that's where the cow pit is. There are trails and traces and intermixing of very obvious, disturbances in the winds of magic that you can see.
Okay.
And so there is magic-y shit going on
There's a magic afoot.
somewhere.
Ooh.
Cool.
Okay.
We did it.
Yay.
We saved the
Yay.
day. The end.
We saved it. The end.
All right. So we're going to call it there because it is 12:52. And
AM.
I want to thank everybody who is here watching. You're all amazing. You're all wonderful, beautiful. I love you.
Nice turnout.
Thank you to Nathan and Cody and Topher, and that's it. Those are the people who get thanks.
I'm Nathan.
And Jordan, I suppose.
Hey, I showed up this
damn.
time. You know?
I showed up
At
this
least.
time.
And
And
most
made an
importantly,
appearance.
you,
the
all of
viewers.
you.
and
You.
shameless self-promotion.
no.
Cody has a Twitch channel called the 21 Dealer. You should check it
Yes.
out.
We are looking at starting our own tabletop
Oh, yeah.
modern magic sort of fantasy high school situation. Probably not tomorrow, but hopefully starting next Saturday, we're
Yep.
gonna be beginning with that, and that should be a lot of fun.
Quick shout out to my wonderful friend Shane, who is behind the scenes doing a lot of this stuff with me, helping me out, making things.
Puppeteer.
He has a Twitch channel called Shaneicus, like that movie with gladiators.
Only
Jordan,
the main character's name was Shane.
Jordan down at the bottom has a Twitch channel, Mr. Murdercrow, where he twitches and streams occasionally.
Also, he has a Skyrim mod that apparently he's been
Yeah.
working on for like the last 12 years.
I think it's done.
Right.
That's
I
done.
think so.
Yeah. What is your Nexus name? Is it
Jordanicus.
Jordanicus? If you're interested in
Play
some
Skyrim.
some good Skyrim mods, Jordan's made a few of those.
Like,
Nate's really cool. He's right here. He does fun things.
like
Topher
above.
also. Actually, Topher
Topher.
has a Twitch channel. Tovaxius.
Yeah. I just got my capture card, so I'm gonna be streaming some
Some Monster
stuff
Hunter.
on the Switch.
Hell
Some Monster
yeah.
Hunter Rise and other things.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
if you ever want a good emote and not actually because you like what I do, you can subscribe to me. I am actually an affiliate,
yeah.
just so that you could get this sick ass cat emote.
It's up
Honestly,
to you
it's
to
the
determine if
best
that's worth it.
It's the best emote in Twitch, and I will hear no other statements.
I will fight you.
I'll fight you to the death. I love that cat to the end of the earth and back.
And yeah, so that unless anybody has any closing remarks, I think we're gonna call it. We're gonna say excellent session. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
You're all great.
Awesome show, great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week, Friday at 9 p.m. Central
On Dragon's Ball Pig!
on the
Question mark?
Scarlet Sash Stories for Zweihander
said.
RPG.
That is what I said.
Thank you for tuning in. You're the best. Good night and good luck.